Nuts. You thought?
Well. Hello, everybody out there. How are you? I am the cowboy, the master of vlogging, the all-purpose champ, and the king of content. And guys, I am here to give you guys another epic show. And unfortunately today, a lot of the topics is based around me being an a-hole, as my wife will call me. But we're going to get to them. But the cool thing is we start the show off with a special guest and we do 4 mystery questions. I ask 2, they ask 2, we rotate back and forth. So it's going to be epic. And I have none other than the maker of chaos. And I'm dying to know what his brain is going to come up with. Because guys, it's really cool to start doing some non-gaming stuff with gamers. You see, for a long time, we've all met each other and we only discuss gaming. I'm sure some of you guys got sports shows. Some of you guys used to come on to the Sandy and Anthony show. My wife and I did, and these are non-gaming stuff. Some of you guys got shows about music. Some of you got shows about movies. So it's really cool. But I like to get you guys the juices flowing with some non-gaming, but like some crazy stuff. So anyway, with that being said, guys, I'm just going to explain for the new people. Yes, this is my gamer tag. You can find me on Xbox, PlayStation, Stadia, you name it. Wherever my digital footprint was at, that's my gamer tag. Send me a friend request. Number 2, guys, I'm the master of vlogging. And that simply means I had this channel since 2011, and I've been vlogging pretty much my whole life. Every birthday, every Christmas, every Thanksgiving. Guys, my honeymoon's on this channel. Guys, you can catch me here. If I go to the movies, I put out a movie review. And I just went to the movies over the weekend, seen Smile. That review should be out maybe tonight. And also went on Friday to a haunted attraction. That review will be out tonight. Guys, if I buy a product, I do a how-to video or a product review. But the most important thing about my content, hear me out, guys, it's this right up there. Because I'm the cowboy, I'm a natural born entertainer, it's what I do, I'm a big wrestling fan, and I always want to be a talk show host, so I merge the 2 together. I know not everybody's going to like my content, and I know I'm going to rub some people the wrong way, but guys, just let me do what I like to do. If I bother you, stay out my way. Just keep walking. Don't look back, don't say nothing, because if I'm the big bully, you know what you do to bullies? You ignore them. Because the moment you don't ignore me, I'm going to stuff you in a locker. All right, YouTube, just calm down. I know YouTube watch everything I do. They pick up certain buzzwords. I just want you to know there's no cyberbullying. YouTube, just calm down, calm down. I'm just having fun. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's just a show. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm going to grab a chair. Hope you grab a chair. And we're going to get into this show. All right. So first things first, let's go to the chat and see what you guys are up to. And let me turn this thing down in my ear. I had to make sure the volume was good. All right. Oh, you know what? Throw my glasses on. Let me throw my glasses on. Okay, just dropped it. You know what? Let me clean my glasses off a little bit. And then I will get to the chat, and then we will get the special guest in. And guys, there you go. It's gonna be epic. All right, so let's see. My man Vet Cloud Gaming is in the building. Let's give it up for him. He's an oh dear God maker plus cowboy on the same show. Who authorized this chaos? My guy F Cat is in the building. Said, "What you do, cowboy?" I didn't do nothing. All right. Let me see. Surprisingly, we have topics. Oh, hey, listen, man. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Said in the background, washing my hair, head, brushing my teeth, crying, etc. You name it. I'm doing it all. Crying and washing your hair. He got the lock and key. All right, Rudick said, Mr. Urban World, did you catch my freestyle on Sunday? They kept asking, had to deliver. We'll have to send you a clip. Let's go for Rudick. Guys, shout out to Rudick on his new channel. Shout out to him on changing up his old channel. So his new channel, you can find him as Rudigs, and just like it's spelled, look him up, guys. And also his other channel now is going from Stadia Chat to Next Generation Gaming. So I think it's pretty cool. Everybody's finding themselves, so it's pretty cool. Spectre's in the building, my boss. Listen, my boss Spectre authorized all the stuff I do. Y'all gotta talk to him. I saw it after Cowboy told me, unless it was from yesterday, because I didn't see that one. All right, at Rude Digs. My bad, I was washing my head. Okay, cool. I was like, here. Cowboy, what up? Lethal's in the building. DJ Grom's in the building. He said, evening, Cowboy. I'm going to be brilliant tomorrow night. Bro, you are always, you got to start sending me your links so I can throw them out there, let people know. This is kind of like a tight-knit YouTube community, but there are people on Twitter, man. Yo, I lost 20 to 0. Yeah, man, we all watched you get the dog piss beat out you. But guys, let's fix this camera because something is wrong. And now you've entered the gun show. All right, you can't see the guns because I'm wearing this. But anyway, so let me pull this back a little bit. I like to have more of my body. You can see. Let me see. Rude Dick said threw one up yesterday. They kept asking for it. We'll have to. Oh wait, didn't I read that already? Why is that? Okay, whatever. FCAT LOL. Rude Dick said Maker Chaos gonna be awesome. Yeah, he is. And let's see. Just want to clarify that this has nothing to do with me and or not my thoughts. Hey, you're my boss, all right? I don't want to hear that. Don't try to jump out of this. You're my boss, and you've been paying my checks all this time for Stadia Bash community. So I'm just saying, all right? Rock Show is in the building. Howdy, partners. Let's give it up for Rock, guys. And Rock has some special, awesome, epic content. He's been doing back-to-back shows every week. And guys, Rock, every day as you get a little piece of something else. He's so creative, so inventive. Guys, give it up for Rock, man. All right, so with that being said, guys, I got through the chat. Before I bring in a special guest, there's 3 things I like to say. You guys know how this go. Number 1 is this stream is gonna be epic. Because I'm a cowboy. Oh, man. And number 2, guys, I had a video I put out earlier about MM2K. Over the weekend, him and I, we're going back and forth. Listen, MM and I were both characters, and my creativity I like to use in the form of videos, right? So we're going back and forth on Twitter. And all I told you guys, you see me going back and forth with somebody on Twitter, a video might be coming. Twitter is the pre-show. My YouTube channel is the pay-per-view. So I made my video, but then YouTube said, whoa, we got to review this video. Hold on. And I'm like, bro, come on. How long it take y'all to review a video? So, you know, some buzzwords in there that caught the YouTube algorithm. They're like, wait, we got to make sure this is good. So I've been waiting and waiting. Now, I made the video yesterday, and I'm waiting and waiting because I wanted you guys to watch the video first before I went live. Especially I wanted the MM2K to watch the video. So just in case if you wanted to, the door is open for him to jump in here and we can smack talk each other. You know, MM could handle it. Trust me, my video's funny. I throw shots at MM. If one person can handle it, MM2K can handle it. I'm hoping. I'm hoping he's not crying right now. But I went in. But I'm bringing that up to say this. Guys, I don't hold my punches. At one point in time, I was the good cowboy. And then people like Doc Dark and Ryzak said, we want the old cowboy back. You're too soft. So what I do? I'm giving y'all the old cowboy, the cowboy that had Duncan on a show, and I was checking him with all the questions. I got the cowboy who was like, oh, Stadia Source changing their name. Guys, you got that authentic, rough, real cowboy. Now, at the end of the day, guys, it's just all fun and games. Yes, sometimes I might say some stuff that might push some buttons. I apologize, but I'm expressing myself and I'm just want to be me. That's why I just want to be honest. And if you don't like the content, I get it. I'm no different than a comedian that make fun of the people in the front row, but I welcome it back. I always leave a link for anybody to come up. It's all just love for me, guys. It's all love. Hear me out. It's all love. From New Jersey, if we like you, we're going to mess with you. If I don't talk to you at all, it ain't love. So anyway, with that being said, I just want you guys to know how I feel, but I also want you guys to know how my friend feels.
You're a winner. And you know what winners say. Fuck the losers who can't take a joke. Man the fuck up.
Long story short, if you can't handle the content that I have, I'm going to ask you to man up because I'm not here to babysit grown men feelings. I'm here to take polarizing topics, throw them at you, and have you throw them back, and I catch them and I throw them back. Guys, let's just laugh and joke. My guy, Obi Rose, always says this. Life is a game, so play it. I'm going to say this. This stream is going to be epic. Anyway, so with that being said, guys, I have my epic intro Mr. Bruce Campbell made for me. I'm going to play the intro, and once the intro is over, then it's getting real. All right? Because we're going to bring in none other than Maker of Chaos. So let's...
And now, your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon! All right, there we go. Now we're going to get the show started, guys. Got an epic show for you guys. Guys, I'm going to bring up none other than a guy that, let me tell you this. Me and this guy used to go to war. It was a whole Stadia versus non-Stadia. And listen, I like him so much because he say it like it is. He give his opinions. I didn't agree with none of his opinions, but I always welcomed his opinions. And that's what we need to do, guys. Stop getting upset when somebody disagree with you. Just hear them out, and you can still at the end say, bro, I don't agree. And that's fine, but they are an individual, and they should have the right to speak their mind. This is why I never had a problem with Duncan. I asked Duncan to come on the show. I gave him hell, right? I put it to him, asked him all these questions. At the end, he was like, he didn't budge. And guess what? That's cool because that's his opinion, his interpretations, his perception on certain situations. So my guy, Maker of Chaos, is the same thing. And those are the people I like to be around. I don't want everybody to be a yes man. I want people to be their own individual selves. If you don't like me, it's fine. There's a plethora of people I personally like, and they can't stand me. Guess what? You not liking me, it didn't do nothing to me. Because I probably did something to make you not like me. So anyway, guys, I'm bringing up none other right now. Give it up. Get out your seats for the Maker of Chaos. Maker, my guy. What's up, man?
Nothing much.
Okay,
Just chilling.
fair enough. What you been up to lately, man? What games you been playing? Like, what you been getting into?
I mean, I've been playing a variety of games. World of Warcraft is one that I've delved back into with Wrath of the Lich King Classic dropping.
Okay.
So, yeah, and you know, I've been playing Fortnite. I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing that game. Just because like their live service, they do really well. They add a lot of content and stuff like that. And then other
What
than
platform you been playing it on?
PC.
Okay.
Yeah. PC.
Now, question. I think I forgot to ask you this. Are you okay with questions? If the audience got questions for you?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. All right, cool. So, guys, if you got a question for Maker, he don't mind answering questions. And so I just want to chat a little bit. So, Maker, I got myself in some trouble this weekend. I don't know if you heard about it, but I'll be talking about this a little bit later. You got the smile on your face, so I guess you heard some things about the cowboy once again. I mean, I don't know how this stuff happens, but it is what it is. Oh boy. So, man, you've been staying out of trouble lately, man. You haven't been making any chaos. I mean, dude, this is your fault. I'm getting in trouble because I don't have people like you to get in trouble for me. Well, for yourself. So then it stops me from getting in trouble.
Yeah, it's fair.
I'm having like trouble withdrawal.
I mean, a lot of my chaos that I've been doing has been in game, so and less so outside of game. But that's just because I've been busy, typically outside. There's something I've been specifically working on that it'll drop onto CGX later this week, so you'll see that.
And Ho said he's looking forward to Maker's questions. Oh yeah, I'm dying to know what your question is going to be. What's up, David Wilson?
Mine are lame.
Are they? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, what's cool is just hearing you guys have questions or topics that's non-gaming related, but also hearing you answer the ones that I'm gonna throw at you. So I'm loving it, man. Man. So as far as gaming, what is your most anticipated game you're looking forward to?
God of War.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm so like God of War isn't even anticipated for me. It's a given. Like I took the day off. Like I'm just like it's just gonna happen, right? So now I'm looking more into I think I have to say this. Project Magnum, it looked better to me before they like redid it and changed it to First Descendant. Now it looks real commercialized, kind of, sort of, where before it looked like, oh wow, this is kind of like a like cool feeling, like oh, what is this game? You could do this and that, and now they got like the big blue and yellow letters that popped up on the screen and showed, like, remember when Anthem first was showed? You was like, oh, and then Anthem got kind of commercial. They had like the commercial. It was like what they used to say again? No one left behind. Something, they had this little thing, whatever, right? Yeah, I forgot what it was. So, but that game, I'm looking forward to.
I think a lot of the like video games in general, when they show it off like the first time, a lot of it is they're trying to sell you on the product, and they include like the large scope that they probably currently have for the game, and then when you start to see trailers closer to launch, then they start to narrow the scope. They kind of like focus in on what they're specifically wanting to do with the game, so it changes a little bit.
Yeah, because if you watch the Project Magnum videos and then you watch this one, you could see it's the same game, but it looks like it has a different feel. Like Project Magnum looked more serious, and this one looks less serious, So, but it's free to play. I think it's cool, so people could just play it, see what they think. Let me see. Next year, I got some first-person games coming. Okay. All right. So, Maker, here's the question. How do we figure out who goes first and who goes second? So, I did a little rock, paper, scissors before. Do you want to flip a coin? Like, what are we doing here?
I've got a coin here. If you want, I can just flip it.
All right. Let's do it. All right. So, heads will be cowboy and tails will be chaos.
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
And best of three.
I can't see it. Well, you can't. I'm trying to show it, but tails. I got tails the first time.
Okay.
Heads the second.
Woo! This is it, guys.
And tails the last one.
All right. So that's you then.
Yeah, sure. So the one I want to ask, you probably answered this one already, but I just like the question, and I wouldn't mind answering it myself.
Nice.
Is there a particular person or people that inspired you, and why?
Man, so inspired me to do this stuff, or inspired me
to make you who you are today?
Okay. Yeah, my that's easy. My grandfather, he passed away in 2002. His name was Eric, and my son is actually named after him. So my son's name is Anthony Eric, but we all call him Eric. My grandfather was a tourist, so if you believe in all that stuff, he's one of those people that I could say, "Hey, let's go get ice cream." Cool. Hey, let's watch baseball. Cool. Hey, let's do this, and cool. Until it's the one thing he don't like, then he's like, "Yo, no." So he was a very open person. He was the nicest guy. Like, he just helped me. I know it's gonna sound funny coming from me, guys, but he showed me what respect was. And I feel like I don't have the chip on my shoulder to say, show me respect. I respect you first and you can respect me later. He was just a good guy, man. And like his principles, the way he was, I didn't really have my dad in my life because my mom lived in Jamaica, got married to my dad, moved to the United States, and had moved to the United States when she was pregnant with me and had me here. So my grandfather pretty much kind of like was that father figure for me. And I remember being like, I don't think I was a teenager yet, but I used to be fast. And I remember telling my grandfather, I'll beat you in racing. And he had to be like 40 something at the time, I'm assuming. And I'm thinking he's an old man. Man, he just burnt me. I was like, whoa. Like, I looked up to him so much. He used to be a boxer in Jamaica. And he just had the craziest stories. He was big. And that's how I got into wrestling. He was a wrestling fan. I remember laying in the bed, him putting the figure 4 leg lock on us. And I was like, oh, it's real. It hurts. Tapping out. His death taught me a lot, inspired me that somebody, like, nothing in this world is a guarantee, right? That you can't hold on to anything you think that you love them more than anything, right? And he was literally the closest person to me in my life. So he really, really inspired me, man, to be who I am today. Yeah. What about you?
Mine's a funny answer.
I know it's me, but don't say me. Say somebody else.
No. I would. It's a weird answer. It would probably be my old ex-girlfriend's mom.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. You know, I was friends with her before we started dating, and we had a long-term relationship. So I actually spent a lot of time at their house. I even stayed there, and this was like during my college years. And like, I didn't have a job or anything, and I was a bum. I'm not gonna lie. I played video games like every day. You know, just I just wasn't active to try to like pursue like what I wanted to do, career and stuff like that. And while I was like staying there, you know, she was like she was chill, but at the same time she was like, she took no bullshit, you know. And if something needed done, that maybe like I left some clothes on the floor or something, she'd be on my ass. And so if I ever wanted like advice, I would go to her, you know, because she would tell me straight up like what her answer would be. And I kind of that kind of influenced me into saying my piece, you know, and being a bit more vocal about what I wanted to do. And you know, I wouldn't have the job I have today unless it was for her. You know, she looked at my resume and did a lot of good stuff, told me what I can do to improve, and I really appreciate her for what she's done in my life, you know. And I'm still friends with my ex today. You know, we kind of ended on kind of same terms, and I still see her from like time to time, and then go visit their family, you know, because that
That's cool.
bond is kind of still there. So it is nice.
That's cool. I have a similar story. My ex girlfriend mom hired me when I had my first real job with Sears, and she was the HR manager. And I remember going to her, asking her what insurance to take, because I was having my first kid, right? And so she was like, I was so close to her. So eventually I moved, I quit working there. I moved somewhere. I went working somewhere else. So years later, I ended up moving to Florida, moved back from Florida, met this girl at the DMV. It was my friend's girlfriend, sister. So I was like, oh, she's kind of cute. Give me her number. Gave me her number. We're talking. She said, hey, why don't you stop by my house? I go to her house. I walk in the door and I see this lady. I'm like, she's like, oh, meet my mom. And her mom was that lady. I'm like, fuck, I gave her the biggest hug. And she was just like, we went back and forth. And some of the times I stayed with her more just because of her mom. Her mom meant so much to me, so much that in my phone to this day, her mom's name is Real Mom, because me and my mom used to have it out. And so I used to call her Real Mom. But then on the other flip side, my ex-wife's father, he inspired me a lot. Like, they used to have spaghetti Tuesdays. You know, he was just a really good father, really calm guy, really helped his kids out. He always told them, listen, the value of staying at home is so you could save money. So when I met her and we was getting married, we had to split the wedding costs, right? She had all her money in the bank. Here I'm trying to save money because she learned from her dad, right? And so when her and I got a divorce, I started having spaghetti Tuesdays. I had well, no, not spaghetti, but I had game nights. So I had a game night once a week. I let my kids bring their friends over. We bought pizza for everybody, and I learned a lot from them. So it's kind of cool that you could learn stuff from anybody. People might say, "How you go still see your ex or whatever?" It's like, yo, it's not about that. It's from the bond I built with that family. So yeah, man, that's a great one. That was cool. You do have a question, which is Maker. Have you ever quit a Mortal Kombat tournament?
I mean, if it's matches of Mortal Kombat, I used to have a roommate who was really good at Mortal Kombat. Like when was it? I think it was like MK10. You know, when that dropped, like all he did was play Mortal Kombat. And I remember one time he's like, "Hey, play a match with me," and he absolutely steamrolled me. Like he won. I think he won second place at our local tournament. You know, he was that good. And then I just was like, I remember him being on the leaderboards when the game first came out. I can't remember what rank he was or whatnot, but I played him once, and I kind of I was like, it was like one round, and I was dead, and I was like, well, you know, I gotta go. I'll you know, you got this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, that's funny. Next question is from Mr. Emerald. He said, Maker, could the Flash defeat Homelander?
It depends. I don't know I guess the toughness of Homelander. You know, if the Flash did their special punch, you know, the one that a lot of people debate, you know, because Flash got his punch off faster with Superman, you know. So it kind of like depend. I don't really know Homelander how strong his survivability is. I feel
It's a pretty good one. Let's see. What's up? Lion came in the building. Man, these questions are coming. So Rudig said, Maker of Chaos. Question: why the call sign? Is chaos good or bad thing in your mind?
I don't necessarily think it's good or bad. I just think it is. You know, I think chaos exists in everybody's life, and somebody's got to be the creator of that chaos. And in video games, it's just kind of fun to like let loose and just go all out. And that's why I liked Maker of Chaos, because at the time I was playing World of Warcraft, and I was like, I want something cool, like making a warlock. I'm gonna be fighting a bunch of people. I want to cause chaos. So Maker of Chaos sounds right.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's just a cool name, you know, when you look at it that way. Let's see. Last question to Maker. Should Stadians go PlayStation 5 plus Game Pass, or Steam Deck plus Game Pass?
PS5 plus the Game Pass. Just the exclusives on PS5 alone. It's hard to turn down that. Plus, you're eating good with Xbox as well.
Yeah, that's funny because that's my combo. I got a PS5 and I got xCloud, so it's like I'm not gonna miss anything, to be honest with you, unless it's a Nintendo game. Flash will have to travel through time. Okay. Let me see. Rudig said Maker of Chaos is very cool call sign. And let me see. Kick Maker off the show. Hey man, don't be mad at Maker. He's not responding the way I expected. All right. So Maker, here's mine. Since this is a Halloween, we're in the month of Halloween. I want to get a little spooky. Let's see. Let me see. I just seen this, and this is what I want to ask. Let me see. All right. So, do you believe in ghosts or evil spirits? And would you be willing to spend a night alone in a remote haunted house? You know, in a remote house that's supposedly haunted. So first, do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
I do. I think there's something, you know. I've heard too many stories from within like my family, and it just that eeriness. I think there's an existence of something, you know, in certain scenarios. I know it's just there's no concrete evidence, but I think that they can and do exist.
So now, would you spend a night in a remote house that was haunted?
I mean, if my friends come with me, heck yeah, I'll do it, but not alone. I don't know about alone. You know, screw that. I also know spirits can probably be vengeful.
So that is a good answer. Now, my buddy, he let me see. I was trying to figure something out real quick. I have a buddy of mine, Chris, Game Over Cakis, and he wanted us to do like some haunted stuff. And I was like, dude, I'll do it, right? So we were gonna do that. Now here's the thing. I don't really believe, because I've never seen anything that is proven, but I'm kind of chicken. But I feel like, you know what? I'll do it because I want to do it to see if it's proven wrong. Like, we're even thinking about going to a cemetery, right? So, and my grandma used to tell me never do that. But she's very spiritual. She was from Jamaica, so she was like, yeah, don't, you know. But I'm willing to do something. That's kind of crazy. So I think I would do it. Like, they always do the 13 floors, but you hear these rumors of this haunted place. If you stay overnight, you get so much money, $20,000, blah, blah, blah. I think I would do it.
Yeah.
One.
I just wanted to say, funny thing, but you mentioned a cemetery. I actually used to, there's a town near here, and I used to go to the cemetery, and this is like at night and stuff, because there was a Pokemon stop there, and it was like one of those open cemetery things. And this is back when Pokemon Go was big. And so like there was like 4 or 5 of us that would like hit up this place like at like certain times to like do raids and stuff. And it was crazy.
That's funny, bro. The love for Pokemon. Let me see. So you need to go to a place that's reported to be haunted. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what the question says. All right, your next question.
I'm actually gonna. I'm changing up my question to something
Okay.
different because you went kind of Halloween related.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, wait, did you see what Vet said? Did you push over the tombstones?
I've never pushed over tombstones. Um, uh, what uh, what is your favorite horror video game and why? Was that the one that you're gonna
Oh,
ask me?
no. So I was going non-gaming related, but I think that's
Oh,
still a
okay.
good one.
Okay.
So we'll throw it in there, but I still want you to ask one non-gaming related.
Okay.
So, but let's answer this though. Man. So I really, really, really liked Friday the 13th. Like I really do enjoy that game. But back in the day on TurboRev 16, I really liked Splatterhouse. You remember that?
I've never played it.
Okay. So I mean it's old, but man, you had a hockey mask, and you this guy that turned into this like creature in a haunted house, and you grab weapons like 2x4s and like these creatures like zombies knocking their heads off. But it was 2D. Um Scary game. Um I'm gonna say Friday the 13th because he's my favorite horror character, and I really, really liked the game. I think Ilphonic did an amazing job. I felt like they left nothing out. It still hurts me to this day that the lawsuit happened and they couldn't finish the game. Although on PC, people modded the heck out of it, so they brought the content that was supposed to come with Jason X in the spaceship. So I watched that like, dude, I might want to have to play on PC. But yeah, that would be it for me. What about you?
Um, I'll have to say Amnesia: The Dark Descent is one of my favorites. It was a
Yeah.
PC game, so I don't.
Yeah.
I know they ported it over to PS4 and Xbox One, but you basically play this kind of British guy. You're trying to figure out what happened, and like you're slowly finding like these notes about this like ancient tomb that they
Mhm.
unveiled, and then there's this creature that's hunting this person. It's very Lovecraftian. It's that kind of eldritch horror type style, and there's this kind of like creature that will follow you around. I know PewDiePie actually was like one of the people that got super famous off the game because
Mm.
he has like famous like scenes where he was playing it and then like screamed and
Wow.
and stuff. Yeah, it was like I know a lot of like the streamers that are big now used to stream stuff like that. I remember that in like the
Oh
Slenderman
yeah.
game. Yeah,
Yep.
that was right around the similar time.
Okay. I used to really like Outlast.
Oh yeah,
That was
I
creepy.
I just love the atmosphere and like the creepiness of it, and
Mhm.
the creature would patrol in specific areas, and like there was one scene that I really liked was it's just water with like boxes on it, and you're jumping from kind of box to box. But if you landed in the water, the ripple would follow you. It'd be like splash, splash, splash. It'd get faster like the more you're in the water. Like it'd be like it'd go slow into fast, and so it would just be like
Okay.
splash, 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 and you're like, oh, I got to get on a box. Yeah,
Oh man, that's crazy. It sounds cool. I would say I'm a big fan of the Resident Evils, but I think the Friday 13th game, the fact that you could beat a bad guy or the good guy, the fact that it's an asymmetrical game is 7 versus 1. That just was so clever to me. So I'm definitely going with that. But Rutix had a good question. He said, "What's the most difficult game you've completed?"
it's honestly probably Sekiro. You know, I I had a tough time with. I know people who had an easier time on Sekiro than
Mhm.
some things, but I I had a tough time with it. That final boss took me like over 2 hours to beat.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Now, how did you end up speed running it though? Like you
Well,
just got?
I didn't beat Sekiro. I speedrun Sekiro. I
Oh,
speedran
I was thinking. Yeah, sorry.
Elden Ring. Elden
Mhm.
Ring is the one that it's easier, and I'm more of a fan of the Dark Souls games than I am of the gameplay of Bloodborne or
Okay.
Sekiro, just because the wide variety that you can have. You can find a specific play style that caters to you, and that's what I really like about like the Souls Souls games compared to
makes sense.
those two.
That said, go to Gettysburg, PA, and play with the Ouija board on Halloween night. So my friend Chris, our plan was to go to Gettysburg. He wanted to get all this equipment and recorded it. That's how we ended up starting to do that show called Unnatural Stories, Do You Believe? We did 2 episodes, one about ghosts. The second episode, we was trying to debunk ghost videos, and we had my friend that's a medium. She was on. You guys should check those videos out. But we've been meaning to do another third one was going to be about aliens. We're going to do a 4th one about cults, as he got all his equipment. So he want to do one. I said we could do the cemetery, but he's talking about doing Ouija board. And I was like, no, bro, that's the one thing I'm not doing, a Ouija board. So I'm not doing that. Windstar's in the building. Let me see. I've never touched one of those, Vet. Let's see. Yeah, not messing with that. Splatterhouse on Xbox 360 was the S. Yeah, man. That was Splatterhouse is a cool game. Let me see. The scariest game for me was Comic Zone. My fear is reading comics. This guy. Comic Zone. Let me see. You're invited. That bad juju. I mean, yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Let me see. Maker of Chaos. What movie character most resembles who you see yourself as? Ooh.
It would probably be Chris Pratt from not Community, Parks and Rec. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of myself, where
Okay.
I used to do a lot of really stupid stuff, but but it's also kind of funny,
I'm trying to think of me, and something real quick came to my mind, which is going to be silly. I was thinking like maybe, I don't know, Kevin Hart in some of the movies, man. I feel like I love to push people buttons. I love to talk trash, and but I don't really mean much by it. But that's just I don't know, So I don't know. I have to think about that. But let's see. Obi Rosen building Sekiro's no joke. Let me say, it took me about 2 weeks. Yeah, I stopped. Now I do have to beat that one character, though. That one mini boss, the ogre. The fact that Stadia Pro Gaming or Simply Pawn Gaming did it, now I got to do it. What's going on? Cammy's in the building. Good to see you, Cammy. I was watching you the other night, and I didn't get a chance to comment. It was, I think, last Friday. It was late, too. Let me see. Maker Chaos, you give us a sentence of ER. Listen, man.
I could. Okay, so Elden Ring, you are given but a tiny sliver of a piece of what is called the Elden Ring, and for years wars have been fought over this ring of power, this Elden Ring, a piece at the seat at the throne. You have claim to the throne, and so you go on your travels, and slowly but surely you're overcoming these demigods who have all been fighting over it, to the inevitability of you going inside the big tree and fighting the person who is in charge of the Elden Ring, and who is effectively a god, giving this power passed down to you, the Elden Beast. And you are effectively overcoming a god, and that, I love that kind of great feeling and this epicness of it when you get into that final area and the boss lifts its hammer and it's playing the Elden Ring main theme. It is like one of like the hypest moments like in gaming for me.
Wow, that's pretty deep, man. Rudix, this is deep. He said, Sekiro changed my view of gaming, definitely shattered my perspective on what a good game experience is. Here's what's cool. I heard him talk about this, and the way he explained it, like it made him change. Like, in some of the games he beat is pretty cool. Those super hard games. Vet said, I saw some soldiers one night on Halloween in Gettysburg. That's kind of creepy. Also, Rudix is currently playing Returnal. Returnal is multiplayer, and so I'll re-download it and we could play it together. So I'll do that, man, if you ever want to play together. Let me see. He said, Maker of Chaos, Agent 47. Oh wait, that's a certain Phil who shall not be named. Let me see. Maker of Chaos, the Joker of the group. Very insightful. All right, let me see what he said. He said, "I swear I saw some ghosts in a boot camp. They were just chilling in the bay. Woke up 2 a.m. and looked in the center. They were lined up, and I heard sounds of. Hold on. I heard sounds, bunch of shadows. I was like, F this. That's kind of crazy. Let me see." She said, "About what?" So when I seen your stream, you were sitting there. So this what happened. I was scrolling through my phone and I seen you. So I didn't click on it because it was still live, like showing you. But you looked there really, really sad, and you was just sitting on the bed. And so my wife was telling me something, and I kept looking. I wanted to click on it, but I kept looking, right, and just watching you, and you just sat there, and you looked like you was about to cry or something. I don't know what was going on, but let me see. Elden Ring. What about what another massively inspiring game? Let me see. I'm down for Remember Returnal. Yeah, man, definitely. I gotta definitely re-download it. Returnal is a fun game. Add me. That would be cool. So, Maker. So you gotta give me another question, man. Non-gaming. So give me a non-gaming question.
Okay. Running with the theme. Is there a favorite Halloween attraction that you like to go to?
A Halloween attraction?
Yeah.
Maker. Just Friday, I went to Sleepy Hollow in Newtown, Pennsylvania. That's my favorite one. And we didn't go for a couple years. We went to different ones. So we was like, let's go to Sleepy Hollow. So we went on Friday, and on my lunch break, I was actually working on the video. So it's my favorite because you get the combo. So you do the haunted house, the haunted maze, and a haunted hayride. And they do a really good job with the haunted house. Like, they changed over the years, because before it was more like a creepier premium feel because they was just starting off. So I guess when you have ideals and you're not commercial, you're like, oh, we're gonna do this, this, and this. Then you get commercial and so many people are coming, you're like, we gotta cut some stuff. But you would go to the haunted house and they would make you fill out this form, and it would have what's your fears, what are you afraid of, right? So you tell it, let's say you said spiders, and you wrote your name down. So as you're going through the house, there was a point where they stop you. They got things jumping out, scaring you, mirrors where, something jump behind. Then they have a point where they stop you and they take one person out the group and make you go in this box. And they close the door, and when they open it, you're gone. And you got to finish out, and then that person eventually meets up with you. And then you go through the house and you're in the back in the cemetery. And they used to have a little projector that beams your names on the tombstones. So you're like, oh, there's my name. And then like they would make whatever you said you were afraid of come out. But the coolest thing, Maker, is you get to the very end and it's this long stretch. And you're like, okay, so when you walk around the corner, you look and it's all this smoke. And you see this huge statue and it's like it's kneeling, right? And it looked like the Grim Reaper. Maker. All of a sudden, it keep rising and rising. And you're looking like this. And this thing is tall and it's coming out the ground, and it stops, and then it just stands up and start to move towards you. And that long stretch is for you to just run like hell. That was always the coolest thing. I'll never, ever forget it. Now, when we went on Friday, they had similar thing, but it didn't come out the ground anymore. It was pretty much, I guess someone on stilts, whatever, standing there. And then when you come around the corner, you look and they try to get you and you just run. So, and they didn't have the smoke or anything. So, but yeah, that's my favorite. What about you?
Mine is there's like a local thing that they do. It's called like the Black Cat Carnival, and it's almost like it's like a carnival, but minus like the Ferris wheel and some rides. It's a lot of it is they got food. You got like people who are doing like flame breathing and like spinning around like flame batons and stuff like that. So usually there's like a cool little show that they do, and it's like right in the middle of a street. Like they set it up like downtown, and it's a cool little spectacle every Halloween, and there's shows inside as well. I'm trying to think of everything that's there. There's little prizes and stuff that you can get for doing these little trivia or little kind of events, and I've gone a couple years in a row. I'm not going this year, sadly, but
okay.
but it's just kind of a really fun thing to do. My friends actually invited me to go, but I'm busy that Saturday, so
That's cool, man. What is it called?
it's called Black Cat Carnival.
Okay,
You know,
Black
and
Cat.
they have it on kind of like around Halloween weekend.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Another question we got for you. Maker of Chaos, no lies. Did you beat how do you say it? Millennia solo? And if
Yeah.
so, how long did it take you to beat her? Part of Millennia or last boss in Sekiro, which is harder?
I beat her solo, and what's funny is I did it pre-nerf of what was it? The Mimic tier. So basically there's a summon that you can do that summons a Mimic tier of yourself.
Mhm.
And so it's like two of you. And I actually beat her twice solo. I beat her once as a mage build and once as once as a samurai build. I had 2 samurai swords. And so the bleed build worked really effective with having a second one of me because we're both doing bleed damage. So she'll like when she takes bleed damage, it takes like a chunk of her health off.
Mhm.
Whereas with the mage build, I went with the katana. What's the katana's name? It's a magic katana that slings magic out of it. But what's interesting about it is it does stagger damage, and Melania is really easy to stagger. And so with me and my mimic, we just kind of kept staggering her with the attacks. And I remember specifically the one that I won against her with my mage build. It wasn't even fair. Like me and my mimic tier had her against the corner, just stunning her over and over again, and it was a lot easier than I expected it to be. And then
Sounds kind of cheesy.
it was, but she's still really tough anyways because she's
Yeah.
very fast. But I would say that the last boss in Sekiro is harder, personally.
Okay. Kami said, I think it was about a topic we was talking about certain, I can't remember. I get like that when we talk about certain topics that's close to my heart. Okay. Yeah, you just looked very sad when I was watching and I wanted to click on it, but my wife was saying, ask me something. It was pretty late. And then I just was watching, but not listening. It was kind of silly. Paul is in the building. What's going on, Paul? Paul, could you take this time out to tell the people I actually beat you in WWE 2 matches in a row? The 2 matches we had. Just saying. You know, now you might have let me win, but I won. He didn't let me win, by the way. Let me see. I'm getting better, Paul. Let's see. Obi said, I will not lie. I beat her solo. Took me about 15 minutes pre-nerf. Okay. And then let me see. The hardest boss in that final boss in Sekiro. And then he said that bleed thing is no joke. And let's see. He said, Obi, stop. It's a shame it took you that long. Oh, wow. These guys. They've been going back and forth with their war for this game. Let me see. It took me about an hour. My level. Let me see. Maker Moon Evil.
It was the Moon Veil. That was the sword I used.
I said, can't wait to jump into a new game. Plus, I'm gonna take my time and have a blast. That's pretty cool. He said, you won fair and square, 2 matches. Oh man, thanks, Paul. But let's give it up for me though. Yeah, I beat Paul 2 matches. I told y'all I'm coming. Stadia held me back from being able to practice in that game, but I'm coming. All right. All right, so I'm gonna ask you my last one. Let me see what Mr. Herbmore said. He said, let's see, Mr. Byron plays, don't feel bad because I beat him 4 to 6 times in a row on Mortal Kombat, no stream, and he used the different characters. Whatever, man. This guy. Let me see. Cowboy, since Obi doesn't want to accept my WWE challenge match with you as a special referee, I might have to challenge you. I'm here, man. Let me know. So, Maker, here's my last one. You ready? It's gonna get a little deep. If a new medicine were developed that would cure arthritis, but cause a fatal reaction in 1% of those who took it, would you want it to be released to the public? So remember,
just arthritis.
It would, yeah, just arthritis. It would cure it, right? Cure. But it was a fatal reaction in 1% of the people who took it.
I mean, I think it should be released. I don't know necessarily to the public, but at least for them to look into the drug and see how it operates. And if that means it needs to be released to the public so people know about it, then yeah, because every little bit that might be a way to find an even better option to find the said cure. So I would say, announce it to the public, but I'm sure that there's some sort of
It'd be on the bottom of the screen. 1% of the people who take this will die. You'd be like, wait, what did it just say?
I mean, it might not go through like certification and stuff like that. And I think that's the big thing. I think there's a government body that would have to regulate it, just like with every kind of medicine in the US, at least.
Right.
It varies by country.
You know, it's hard. My grandma had arthritis really bad, and she used to say, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And I used to be like, is it that bad? To the point where she stopped walking and it got crazy. So I always think of this question and think, well, it's only arthritis. Like if they said cancer, hell yeah. But arthritis, but then again, I remember my grandma. So 1%, the fact that it said you will die is scary but then you got to look at it. Let's say it's, I don't know, 175 billion people with arthritis. So 1% of that, will die. And it's like, that's a lot. But at the same time, that many other people will be fully cured. I just don't know if I could say release a drug that 1% of people would die. It's such a hard question to answer. And obviously I don't have arthritis. But I guess I would want it to be released because it's still up to you to take it. It's still your risk, And 1% is a very low percentage. And I'm pretty sure there's probably drugs out now that's like 1% of people die. But, or have extreme side effects that the quality of life is very hindered, But anyway, so that is it. We got through these. Now, makers, something I'm going to have to do. I'm going to switch the topic. And I am going to explain, I'm going to explain why I did what I did for the Mortal Kombat. I'm going to respond to Lofi, telling people to unsubscribe from my channel and not watch my content. And then I am going to, honestly, I have nothing to really say about MM2K. I put out a video. Long story short, if you watch the video, in the video I said I'll be streaming. If you want to join, you want to respond, the link will be there. So I'm just going to respond to two things, but I want to do it solo. If you still want to stick around, feel free. Just let me speak my piece. I'm not going to take that long, and then I'm going to come back, and then, we could finish the show. I'll throw a link out there. Anybody could join, and, we could cover some gaming and blah, blah, blah. So is that cool?
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys, this is something new I want to add to the show. I've been working on this for a little bit. And had my guy, some of you guys familiar with this, you've seen this before. And I also had my guy, Spectre, add a little flair to it as well. So with that being said, let's change the topic.
Topic switch.
All right, so here we go, guys. We're switching the topic, and I'm going to respond to Lofi first. But I got to show the video. So let me share this video with you guys so you could understand what am I responding to. And I will make myself larger right here. So let's play this video.
And we're going to have the community come together.
Hell yeah.
That was amazing. And then to have one guy come in when all these people have been practicing this whole time, all these other competitors have been practicing to get to this level. We have one guy come in and ruin the whole thing for everybody. We have one guy who's been just causing chaos across the whole community. and he thinks it's funny. So my suggestion to all of you who have been having a problem, who had to come to me and I've had to talk to you on both sides of these, oh God. My suggestion to you, if you don't want to see that and you don't want to be a part of it, is to unsubscribe and unfollow. I can't believe I even have to fucking say that, dude. God, I'm so mad. I'm so disappointed. That's all. That's all I have to say about it, though. And I'm gonna move on.
It's a fair thing.
All right, cool. So that was Lofi thing. He was upset, and I get it. You know, there was a Mortal Kombat tournament that was going on, and so I'll explain what I did. But I guess I'll explain it because you guys got to get it. So Stadia, for me, I'm glad I found this video. So the Business Insider article came out last February. I actually looked this up because I want to make it clear. So there's a bunch of people when I got my PlayStation 5, like Cloudy V, and just a bunch of people that said, you know, I got a PlayStation 5 and all of a sudden I turned my back on Stadia. So to myself, I'm like, if you was a viewer of mine, you would know that's not the truth. So what I did is actually last week dug up that video. Now, Business Insider video happened, that article came out and it said Stadia is scaling back, or Google scaling back on Stadia. They're not going to be bringing AAA games, and they're just going to slowly scale the thing down, right? That day, I showed a video. I put the video out. That video was 5 months before I bought my PlayStation 5. I went live, and I said to everybody, listen, I love AAA games. I love the potential to get a AAA game. If Stadia is going to scale back and I don't have that potential to get a AAA game that I might see a trailer, and I might like, I said, then I'm done and I'm out. Then I won't spend another penny on Stadia. I watched that video. It was about 1 hour and 5 minutes long, right? And I was like, wow, this is crazy because so much said in the Business Insider actually happened. Now, mind you, that was 8 months ago, right? So look where we are today. Stadia is closing down. So when that happened, Ace came on and Ace was like, bro, you just need to get a PlayStation 5. You know, you like play. And back then it was just called Project Spartacus. We didn't really know how the PlayStation Cloud service was going to be. So he was like, you know, you want to get one. At the end of the video, I said, man, honestly, it has sucked to get a PlayStation 5. I know at some point they'll have another one. And it just, I love cloud gaming. I said, but honestly, I think I'm going to have to look into getting a PlayStation 5 because I just can't be on this platform and not have the potential to get AAA games. That was 8 months ago, 5 months before I got a PlayStation 5. Okay. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because I was like a disgruntled employee. I was annoyed. I would make my videos and I would talk about I don't like the games on Stadia way before I got a PlayStation 5. When I got a PlayStation 5, 5 months later, you know, it made it more apparent to people that I was fed up with Stadia. But I was already fed up with Stadia and already had controversial topics. It's just people didn't really take it. Like the icing on the cake for them was when I physically got a PlayStation 5. And that's fine. You guys could see it your way if you want. It could be your perspective. I'm not going to tell somebody to think what they want. I'm just explaining to you from my point of view. And you could say, I don't believe you. And that's fine, right? But that's why I like to do everything on video so I can throw out the video. So you've seen the video. If you didn't, go watch it. So I'm a very vocal person. And if I have an issue, I like to say it front and center because I don't like people to say, you should have said something or you talking behind the scenes or you never said that. No, everything I've said is live and you guys go find it if you want, but it's out there. So long story short, I know a lot of people was upset with me because I was a little annoyed with Stadia and I was vocal. You see, when I was Stadia's champion, Stadia's cowboy, and I was vocal about GFN, about the GFN, the heads of GFN, I felt at the time it was poaching people. They was coming to Stadia content creators saying, hey, we'll give you free tiers and stuff, you know, make content. That bothered me, right? Hindsight, I look back when I heard Rudig say live, he said, dude, they approached me and that was cool. Stadia never did that for me. And I used to be mad at people. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be mad and be like, oh, you guys are sellouts. But sellouts for what? They're trying to build their channel and this could help them build their channel and they're getting free stuff. So people love Stadia because they have free games, they have cheaper prices, But if a company is coming to you saying, we're going to let you use a 3080 tier for free, we're going to let you use the priority tier for free. If it's cool on Stadia and Google's not giving it to you, it's just part of their thing. But these people are saying this would have cost you money, you could have it. So I'm bringing that up because I started to see the error of my own ways, whether you guys agree or not, that, man, I'm falling into this me liking Stadia more than I like video games. And it's making me become this person where I'm like annoyed, I'm upset, I'm mad. And then I realized, dude, I got to get a console, go back to PlayStation 5, because I said this, and I wish I had these words back then, but this is how I feel. Me personally, I have to be on a platform, and if I see a trailer for a game that has no logo, I have to feel that there's an 80% chance that whatever platform I'm on, that game will come. Stadia was at a 5% chance. We got to be honest. If there was a trailer, there was about a 5% chance that was coming to Stadia. That wasn't good for me. So I came up with my term, gaming without limits. Play the platform because you have interest in the games. Don't play the games because you have interest in the platform. That resonated with me. I came up with that. I need something to explain how I feel. So I came up with that, came up with my logo, whatever. So I know Stadians was upset with me because here I am, the champion. I'm Stadia. And now I'm like, dude, I'm upset and disgruntled with Stadia. So it automatically made me the bad guy, and I got a big mouth. I called out GFN many times. I called out Gaming Source Network. But here's the thing. The Stadia community thought it was funny. They were siding with me. So the thing is, when people say you're a fanboy, I'm not a fanboy. I'm for me. So I could love Stadia one day, and I could turn on Stadia the next day once you stop giving me what I wanted. So when I started turning on Stadia, just being vocal, being mad, putting out my 2 cents, then I became the bad guy. But I feel like it's unfair for you guys, because when I was talking about GFN and Luna and making fun of other stuff, you guys loved it. And you guys was running around doing this. Yeah, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Everybody loved me. I was your favorite guy. But I kept it real and said, the day I have a problem with Stadia, and I said this to the people that called me a fanboy, I said, you will see. I'm not a fanboy. I just love the platform. I love what it does. If there's 5 things in gaming you need, Stadia does about 3 perfectly for me that fit my gaming needs. I said it. The day I have a problem, you're going to hear my mouth. So I get why you guys were mad at me. I've been like a little terror in the community, that what you love, I've been like, man, put that damn paper up, right? So I get it. And I always said this, I like people who don't like me. I'm not forcing nobody to like me, don't like me. Now, it leads me to the Mortal Kombat tournament. So, one, it was supposed to be a legit tournament, okay? I said, if anybody eliminates me, I will buy them a game of their choice, up to $60, $59.99 game on Stadia. The Doom happened September 29th. Stadia's closing. So they said the tournament might not even go on, right? So I was like, if it's going on, it's going on. Found out you couldn't even buy a game for Stadia. So there wasn't prizes. I couldn't buy people a game. And then Purple even said, it's not really going to be a tournament. It's just going to be a King of the Hill. And when the clock ends, whoever's the last person would just be considered the winner, right? That's not a tournament at all. That's just us playing King of the Hill. Time run out. Anybody could be the last person, you win. So me, I went into it like, I'm just playing for fun. I still want to be a part of it. I'm not gonna not be in it. So playing for over an hour, I'm laughing, I'm joking, I'm trash talking, whatever. Me personally, what I was doing, I was making it that extra layer of excitement and entertainment. Guys, hear me out. You guys don't realize, you know how many times I came in the stream and didn't say nothing? I heard you mention my name. This goes for all of y'all. Lofi said it himself. I just watch what Cowboy do, and throughout the week and on my show, I just cover the topics he cover because I throw that little extra drama. I'm what's called the necessary evil. I spark things up. It's like the catfish. You know the story of the term catfish? They had codfish that they would send from New York all the way to like California, and they would constantly die. And they realized that they're just stagnant in the water. So what they would do is throw a catfish in there, and the catfish would attack them, not trying to kill them, but chase them all around. And the fish would survive, right? So I'm just a guy in the community that I do my little song, my little dance. I mess with everybody. I poke fun. I create drama because it fuels everybody. If you don't pay attention, where I go, more views follow. I'm spreading my drama. If I go on somebody's channel, they're like, oh, Cowboy's going to be there. They show up because they like the drama. Trust me, I know. When I turned a new leaf and I said, you know what? I quit doing a no yes man, told Jeff, I'm kind of more soft-hearted. I don't got time for the drama. I'm done. When you guys like Lofi, Purple, all you came to community, I wasn't the a-hole I was. But if you go back, I was that a-hole before you came in the community. I was the drama guy. I was called the keeping it real cowboy. When Maker come back on, he'll tell you, I gave him hell. And the Stadians loved it. Anyway, I turned a new leaf. I said, you know what? I don't want to be that guy anymore. I stopped doing a no yes man. You guys came in the community. I was the nice guy cowboy, right? But I watched my views for those months. And I seen my views went down. And I seen the excitement. I seen my excitement, what I used to love. Remember, I said I wanted to be a talk show host and I love wrestling. I cut that out. And I realized, dude, I'm not liking my content as much. And my views are suffering. So one, I'm not doing what I want to do. And two, my channel's taking a hit. So you know what I did? I said, you know what? Me and Doc Dark started having our little fake beef. And I said, Doc, I'm about to bring the old cowboy back. He said, I wish you would. Let's do it. And then you know what? I said, I don't want to do it. I'm gaming without limits. I don't want the drama. And I went a couple more months. So Ryzek said, bro, we need the old cowboy back. Where you at? This little fake cowboy. And then Doc said it, right? So you know what? I said, you know what? I want the old cowboy. And I'm going to give them the old cowboy. But you know what? They can't put the genie back in the bottle. Only I can. So did I turn it up? Yeah, I turned it up. I was being a little extra. And at this point in time, I had my grief with Stadia. So now I was really publicizing my issues with Stadia. So it just made for you guys to really dislike me. But I was passing on the drama. It's like me and Ray, Ray's in the chat. We do our mom jokes. People like what? They thought we was crazy. They was tuning in to hear me and Ray. It got so crazy when we did Stadia hype. Me and Ray said, yo, we don't want to just look like the dumb black guys that do mom jokes. And we literally said that and said, yo, we got to cut it out because we didn't like the way people was looking at us. So, but they loved the drama. They loved it, right? So anyway, and most of you are here right now only because of the title of my video. Let's be honest. But guess what? I'm going to give you what you want. You know, when you come to my channel, you're really going to get it. You're not going to be like, oh, you're like, no, Cowboys starting drama. Let's hear it. You know why? Because honestly, all I do is cover is things that was live. I'll never bring up a DM. If you and me had beef in a DM, I won't bring it up. That's unwritten territory. But if something was live and you said it publicly, that's fair game. It's called fair use, by the way. So anyway, me being a terror, people not liking me, they get mad at me. I get it, right? So the tournament was happening. My bad. It wasn't even a tournament. It was King of the Hill. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get in. I jumped in. And not for nothing, I'm going to be honest. Those guys that was beating me, they were good. Now, I wonder if I would have beat Ninja. I don't think Ninja's better than me. Ninja Guy X, you're not better than me. And I wanted a rematch because I know I will beat you. But, you know, started off, I'm like, wow, this is us playing against random people. Oh, I want to win, right? So I kept losing. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I had a feeling that I could beat Suave. I could beat Primo. I think I could beat Ninja Guy. Suave's brother, when he beat me, I was like, he got the juggles. I don't know if I play a certain way, I might be able to beat him, but he had me, right? The Don guy that I don't know, never knew if he was in the community or not. I was just messing around. I don't care who win. But guys, it was cool to be like, he's not even a community member. And you guys fell right into my hands. You ate it up and it was entertaining. You can't say it wasn't. People the whole time just get going on and on with me and my nonsense. I kept it entertaining. I kept it spicy. It wasn't going to take away for the wins or the loss, right? Now, when that guy beat me, I knew I play fighting games. Me, I was like, in my head, this guy is winning the tournament. I played everybody else. They were good. The guy Vegas beat me. He probably could get me. Maybe, maybe not. But 9 times out of 10, he probably going to get me. Ninja Guy, I would have beat him. Hey, Bixie, be quiet. So, who else had beat me? So those 3 guys beat me, right? I knew the Don guy. He was winning, right? So at that point, they was like, oh, we're going to change it. And we're going to make it 4 people make. That was on the fly. They didn't say that from the beginning, right? I'm thinking we just going to everybody play, keep playing, the time run out, whatever. So at that point, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a tournament. At that point, I'm not going to lie to you. I knew I wasn't winning. I knew I wasn't beating that guy. But I knew that there was a bunch of people I didn't get to play, and I was going to beat them. I was going to beat Primo. I was going to beat Suave. I was going to beat these other guys because I was watching them play, and I was like, I know I could beat them. Plus, I turned up the heat. At first, I wasn't playing cheesy. And I was like, you know what? To make sure I win, I'm going to play cheesy. So what happened? I got face Suave, and I beat him. But then I can't make this up. It just happened that I think Purple left the match. No, the match started getting real slow. So you couldn't see anything on the screen, but we were playing fine. I beat Suave, but nobody seen it. So then we went to play again, and then it got messed up because Purple left the match. She left not the match, but the lobby. So it made what you watch on screen follow Purple, and she left. So then you couldn't see us, and Suave actually beat me. I'm like, you can't make this up. So then they was like, no, you guys got to beat you got to whoever beat two. I'm like, I already beat him one, and he beat me. So fine. So then finally we get to go. I had to, in order to play Suave, I had to like sit in and just play the Don guy and the Vegas guy. So they said, oh, just don't. They told them not to attack me. So I just beat them, and I was talking trash. Oh, I beat Vegas. I took his spot. People really taking it serious. No, you can't. You can't take. I'm like, bro, I'm thinking to myself, that's an obvious joke. Obviously, I can't. Can I just take his spot? I can't take his spot. Like, people take me too serious. Then and the Don guy, they said, oh, he just got to sit there and let you beat him, right? So I beat him. I said, oh, I won the tournament. They was mad. Bro, I'm playing around. Like, you guys get triggered, and I'm obviously being funny. I think I'm being funny. Or I think I'm being transparent about being funny. Might not be funny, but whatever. So then I beat Suave 2 times in a row, not for nothing. He's a bum, and I knew he wasn't going to beat me. I knew I was just going to beat him cheesy, right? So at that point, Squids all had timed me out when I was chatting. I'm like, bro, the hate is real. Y'all timing me out. I can't even speak. So I was like, you know what? Now it's the Final Four. I'm in it. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to cut a promo. Like, I'm a wrestling fan. I was like, guys, let me in so I could speak. Because they let Obi Rose in. He was speaking. So they was like, no, we're not letting you in. I'm like, damn, bro. It's like that. Y'all ain't going to let me in. I just was going to go in and trash talk and be like, listen, you bums can't beat me. So I'm going to let myself lose. Because I knew that guy was going to beat me. I knew. I wasn't beating him. Plus, they was making me go against him first. I'm like, damn, this is the first match. He about to wear me out, right? They was like, no, you can't be in it. I was like, so when they said that, I was like, you know what? I got something for them. It doesn't matter anyway. This guy gonna beat everybody. Trust me. I'm a fighting game fan. I can tell the way he fight, the combos, the juggles. This guy had it in the bag. So I was like, you know what? This guy, and honestly, I say this for Obi Rose. Well, me on Obi Rose channel, me and this guy was beefing, and I was playing people in Tekken. So when he jumped in, I jumped out. Like, oh, gotta go. He was like, bro. So I was like, you know what? They don't want to let me talk. This is what I'm gonna do. How funny would it be if I say, you know what, Suave, you could get in there. I don't want to. I'm gonna allow you to win. So I never said the words quit. So it looked like and mind you, I was on a roll. I was winning and winning. I beat Primo. I beat Suave. I beat Suave a couple times, and then I beat some other dude. So I was on a roll, right? So for me, I felt like it's not even a legit tournament. To be honest with you, this guy's gonna win. Suave did beat me once anyway out of the new people. So who cares if I make a little controversy? Oh, the Cowboy said, I'm having to change the heart. Suave go in. So I did that. Yo, they were so mad. I'm like, so what? It's not the regular tournament. And who cares if I jumped out? Suave is going to take my place anyway. And you guys, I doubt you thought I was going to win. And Lofi's like, he ruined the tournament. How? Unless you thought I was going to win, and because I stepped out, I didn't win, but the dude still won anyway. So anyway, I jumped out. I was being funny, right? And I said, let that bum Suave take my place. I'm having a change of heart. So Suave stepped in, exactly like I thought. That guy beat everybody. He won. And yes, that pissed people off. And I get it pissed you off, but I really feel like nothing really changed. Like, you still had your 4 contestants. Like, what really changed, right? And it wasn't even an official tournament. Now, if it's an official tournament, I would have never did that. It was no longer official tournament. So that's what I did. It rubbed people the wrong way. I get it. Fine, right? You can't take a joke. Hold up real quick. Yeah, this is bad timing, but I got.
You're a winner. And you know what winners say. Fuck the losers who can't take a joke. Man the fuck up.
So I'm not here to babysit grown man feelings. It was a dumb joke. I felt it didn't change nothing. I don't even know why people are so mad. They should have just been like, oh, he's a quitting cowboy. Like, all that stuff is cute. He's a quitter. He's the APQ. Cool. But to be that bent out of shape to tell people, one, unsubscribe from me. Like, really, bro? Tell people to unsubscribe from my channel? And two, just don't watch his content. Now, listen, I said it many times. If you don't like my channel, don't watch, right? But I would never tell someone else to unsubscribe to someone's channel. Now, granted, you could, that's your perspective. I'm not mad at all. I just wanted to come out there and say it. That's kind of messed up. But I get you was upset, and I don't have a problem. You know what? 2 people unsubscribed. Here, let me check right now, right? So I did see my count drop by 2. I was like, damn. As soon as he told people to do that, it dropped and went down. And then I seen about an hour later, it went up. And a couple hours later, it went back up. So I still got 1,736 subscribers. So I don't know if some people had a change of heart, those 2 people that listened to you, bro. But guess what? You telling people to unsubscribe, it didn't work. Just so you know. Now, I got no hard feelings, but I do say it like it is. The difference with me and you guys get mad, is I don't hold back punches. If you watch the video where I was messing with MM2K, I start off and say cowboy fun fact. Okay? The fun fact is I have the balls to say what you guys are thinking. Most of the stuff I say, I know you guys are thinking it. All the people who's changing and running to do cloud gaming, who die hard love Stadia, and now they talking about this is a cloud. We're doing Xbox. Yo, you hated Xbox. You couldn't stand GFN. Stadia was better than Luna. So I just got the balls to say, damn, look at that. Now, it's nothing wrong with it. It's survival of the fittest. You're a content creator and you got to do something. So why not cover the other clouds? And I say kudos to you for covering all clouds and not just one cloud, right? So that's cool. I get it. But don't think I was not going to say nothing. I mean, I got to say something. Now, that makes me the bad guy. I eat that. But that's how I'm feeling. You guys thinking the same thing, but you won't say it. So you know what? I say it for you. Somebody's taking the hit for it, so I do it. So if I'm the bad guy for that, then I'll be the bad guy. I'm just being authentic. So anyway, so Purple, I apologize to you. You put this thing together. It didn't get to be what you wanted it to be. You love Stadia a lot. I get it. I understand how upset you could be with me. I wish you wasn't that upset with me because I feel like in the end, I really didn't do anything. Like I was not a shoe-in to win. The Don guy had it down. So whether he beat me or Suave, he still won, right? So I did a dumb little, I stepped out. Okay. 2, but I apologize. How it made you feel, my bad. I'm sorry, right? I still want to be me. And if I could do a time machine, I would do it again. Now, will I did an official tournament? No, I wouldn't. Okay. Number 2, Lofi. I know you was upset. You and me even talked on the phone. Not many people got my phone number, but you do. So definitely that means you and me was cool on a certain level. I got your phone number, right? So I apologize for you being that upset off of my actions, but I just want to tell you that I gotta be me and I'm gonna be me. And I didn't feel that, in my perspective, I didn't feel that really tarnished what you guys was setting out to accomplish. I think it was still good. It was like a show. It had this little drama. Like I always bring the drama. Guess what Cowboy did, right? So me personally, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I didn't think it would affect you the way it did. So for that, I apologize. If I knew you would be affected that bad, I would have thought about it more. I would have still did it because I can't have somebody else's feelings stopping me from being me. I'm just going to be honest. But I would have been like, damn, maybe I shouldn't because he's going to be really hurt and bent out of shape. I didn't know he was going to be that bent out of shape. And we consider ourselves friends, or used to be. I'm still your friend. You might not be mine. But no, I said it the wrong way. You're still my friend. I might not be yours. So, but anyway, I apologize for that, because I didn't want to see, I didn't want to make somebody that upset. So with that being said, the MM2K thing, we was going back and forth on Twitter. You guys can watch the Twitter. You know me. I made a video against Doc Dark. I made a video against Duncan. I made a video against TK9. I mean, guys, go click on my Trash Talk 101 series playlist. I got a video against everybody. All right? That's what I do. So me and him went back and forth so much, and he was trash talking, I was trash talking. I said, I'm going to make a funny, playful video, and I'm going to stick it to him, though. If you guys watch the video, I gave him hell. So all the people who don't like MM, go watch that video. You're going to be like, Cowboy, yes, yes, yes. So with that being said, that's really all I got to say. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Any of you guys could comment on any of the stuff I went over. Now it's going to be open to the public, to anybody that have anything to say, good or bad. If you're mad at me, you're sad at me, you love me, whatever you want to say. Let me put to join the show. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I could take it. That's the thing, though. You guys, whatever you want to say, I could take it. I'm an open book. I don't mind. So give it to me. So now we're going to bring back in our special guest, Maker of Chaos. We're switching the show. The topic is open for discussion. You guys can bring whatever you want to talk about. And again, ring me out if you want. It's still going to be epic. So with that being said, let's switch the
topic switch.
All right, so Maker K. I'm sorry, Maker, my bad, man. So Maker's back.
Done?
And guys, we're
Done?
gonna bring
Okay.
in none other than ISO Motion Gaming, the Sensu of gaming, and he reached 1,000 subscribers. His count went down to 994, but let's see if it came back up. So bring in ISO. Congratulations, ISO, for your
I gotta go this way.
man.
Yo, what up?
What's up? The most casual gamer in the building.
I'm the most casual gamer at its finest. But yes, I'm at 1K. I'm at 1,003 now. So
I told you, bro.
Oh.
YouTube is weird, and I knew it was gonna go back up.
yeah, it went back up. No, I mean I uploaded some shorts, so they did pretty decent. And then I think I got some subs just from other reoccurring videos. So I got lucky. I got pretty lucky. I'm just happy to be back at the 1K mark. Because when you get up there and you're there and you go back down, it's like fuck.
It's gonna keep going up from here, bro. You'll see.
Yeah, but
YouTube's gonna push you out a little bit more. More people are gonna see you. It's gonna stick, and it's just gonna grow. But congratulations again to you, man. Did you do your whole thing with AdSense and all that stuff?
Yes, so it was crazy, man. Like I have to tell you, dude, I was streaming last night, right? I was doing like a tipsy stream, drinking a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden, like everyone just started joining, like Purple Haze, other people from their community side. I got like it was crazy. It was a weird coincidence, right? Like it was one of my best streams, period, at like 23 people, and I'm just streaming, like I'm not doing anything crazy, or I'm just chilling, having a good time. And then next, everyone was like, "Yo, you're about to hit 1K," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm not about to hit 1K." And you see the number, Cammy was there. Everyone was just being super supportive, man. It was crazy. Like I was just baffled, man. I couldn't fucking believe it. And then we hit the 1K. I'm all hyped. And then so of course, once I hit the 1K, I went straight to the monetization to submit
Hell
it.
yeah.
But I didn't have AdSense. So I submitted it right to make my account, and that had to get approved. And I woke up this morning and then it was at like 992, and I was like, motherfuckers, I was like, come on, man, I just hit the 1K mark. Like that's the only number I was like really looking at, right? But then I'm good now. Everything worked out. My monetization's for review. It's just a huge fucking milestone. I'm super happy.
That's
cool. Crazy.
So
crazy.
With my long little story, I apologize. I'm trying to get to some people's stuff. So I get you, Sean. You say you could do that on your channel. You can't do that on other people's channel. I mean, I think I can, and I did. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but dude, it wasn't the tournament. I thought it was going to be kind of funny. It was going to be a little stunt. It really didn't change much, to be honest, but I do understand people that was mad that I did it. So yeah, man, I get it. But anyway, we're going to bring in none other than Project Storm is coming in the building.
So when I was in that stream, Cowboy, at least when I was there, I didn't think you were being too bad. I felt like you were just being normal. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say I watched kind of like the replay after like the watching the fallout of some people pull it up. Honestly, to me, I feel like if anything, the hosts were making it other than like Rudigs. I thought Rudigs was pretty chill about it all, but like I thought the hosts made it a bigger deal than what it needed to be. You know, if they had just moved on and then like pushed past it, then there would have been no problem. But the fact that they like basically halted everything to try and call you out, I think is, if anything, is what ruined the show.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't think you were being bad at all. Like, honestly, I thought you were just being the typical cowboy, having fun.
Yeah, it's being silly,
talking, talking a little bit trash. And I mean, and I'm being completely fucking honest. Like, I didn't, if you're annoying, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you annoying, right? Because there's times where you're annoying, cowboy.
No, you told me.
Yeah, but I honestly didn't see you as being overbearing or whatever the case is, at least from my perspective, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think I was just being me. I mean, I wanted to add that little extra. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm a big wrestling fan. I feel like it was just cool to like everybody knew. Like, I put a target on my back. I literally said if I get eliminated, I will buy someone a game. Now, obviously, I couldn't do that anymore because they switched it up. But I put a target on my back. Why? Because it's going to be entertaining. You know, some people would watch just to see me lose. I'm the guy with the big mouth, so I'm talking trash. I'm constantly losing. People are beating me. I'm like making up BS things. This guy's in front of the community. Like, dude, I'm obviously, I don't care if the guy's from, but I'm just being me, right? So I'm like, yo, they taking me serious. They're not taking me serious, but still, I'm just going to be me. And so, but you know, I get it though. I do get some people frustrations with me, but I still have to be me. And I do get Sean, and he's coming in now about doing it on somebody else's channel. I just feel like I think what I did in my perspective wasn't that, I don't know, bad or crazy, because this dude, anyway, let's bring it Sean real quick. This dude was like, bro, he was a straight ringer. I was like, from playing fighting games, this guy had it in the bag, man. I knew I wasn't beating him. So I thought, how funny would it be when they wouldn't let me speak? Is if I jump out, or let me not say those words, because technically I didn't drop out. I allowed Suave to take my place. So I'm not a quitter. And but you know, but anyway, Project was in here first, and then Sean is in here. So Project, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining.
Yo, first of all, I'm here for go ahead, ISO. What's up? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying hi. My bad.
Oh, all right, that's what's up. You already know. So I'm here for a few reasons. First, congrats to the boy ISO for hitting that 1K. Hey, I know how that feels, man. When people go up and down, it happened to me, happened to MM, happened to some other people. Where I think somebody probably was playing a joke. You know, like somebody you knew was, you know, they probably unsubscribed. Like, yo, let's mess with him, because it happens sometimes.
Shit, yeah.
But that's a good milestone right there to reach, man. And then Maker, you know what I'm saying? One dude who who we can get on here and disagree, but we on the same panel. I don't have no problems with Maker. Maker don't disappear when I get on here. Respect. Sean L here to say what he got to say, and I appreciate him for doing so, man. And Cowboy, you, my brother, you the most controversial dude, but at the same time, you say you do some things that keep Primo in the chat, for example, that keep Sean L showing up, keep me showing up, and that's you can be annoying, but you keep it real at the same time. Now you apologize to both Lo-Fi and Purple, bro.
Right.
Let me say this. You ain't have to do that. You could have just came on here, and I'm not defending you, but you could have came on here and just went at it for like 30 more minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I thought that's what the setup was going to be. I say Maker's in here. Oh, damn, Maker's going to be sitting back laughing. And that's just what I thought. But, man, yo, this is why.
So
now, until that day comes where I say, yo, I'm cutting him off for good. I can't cut you off. I can't do it, bro. So I just want people to put things into perspective, man. I mean, I didn't see the tournament yet. I'll be able to tell you like ISO did, and everybody else is going to chime in. I'm going to go back and check it out because I was in Florida, you know what I'm saying, dealing with some family stuff, you know. So I was probably on a plane at the time or something. And whatever I was doing, I didn't get a chance to see it. And then you put the Lo-Fi clip up there, you know what I'm saying? Lo-Fi is the bro. I just like how you handled that, right? So far. And I think it's sincere, or else you would have definitely put on the show.
No, definitely. So the Maker thing is crazy timing. Maker was going to be a guest on Thursday. Maker said, I said, Maker, do you want to be the guest? He said, yeah. So Maker was already the guest, and this just happened to happen. So, you know, that I know some people was going to be like, Maker's on there, but yo, he legit was already a guest. So.
Yeah, I said I think it was on the Thursday show. I said, oh no, it was after. I think it was afterwards. I said I'd do it or something of that nature. I don't know if I said it publicly, but that was the plan. Was and I just saw the stuff that happened over the weekend. I'm like, oh my goodness, Cowboy, you had to do this like right before I get on.
Dude, I thought you was gonna back out after stuff happened. So I was like, yo, you still good? You was like, yeah. And I was like, oh man. But yeah, because I know
one
people was
more
into
thing,
me.
man. I know she don't even expect it. I gotta shout Cammy out though, because Cammy be every damn where showing love, man.
Yeah,
if y'all don't notice that, I subscribed already, Cammy. I think I gotta double check. But if I haven't, I'm about to do that right now. Subscribe to Cammy, y'all. I had to say that. I know Cowboy don't mind, but go ahead, bro.
Subscribe to everybody, man. If it's just some people y'all know is up and coming or whatever, shout them out, man. Let's get them out there. You know, matter of fact, let's do y'all thing. Let me try to find Cammy's channel real quick as we discuss this.
Got to do it, man. You got to do it. Always showing love, man. Don't expect too much in return, if anything at all, from what I see, man. I've been paying attention, believe me. That's what's up.
But you know why I thought you was coming on here though, Project.
Why? Because of MM? I didn't see that yet. Now, after that, I might change my mind, because you know, if you said something wrong about the bro, now MM he always say he can defend himself, and I always say I ain't defending no man that can defend themselves, right? Don't expect nobody to defend me. But if you said something out of line or something that was wrong, I'm gonna let you know.
I know. Nah, honestly, MM I think could definitely handle it. He has some choice words on Twitter, and so you know me, my playground is my YouTube channel. So everybody be like, oh, you going all day on, if you see me all day on Twitter, one or two things gonna happen. I'm either A, gonna talk about it on my show, or B, I'm gonna make a video. So when MM was going back and forth, I'm like, yo, MM killing me with going on and on. I was like, you know what? I'm about to make a trash talk one-on-one video on him. So I thought it was a clever video. It was pretty cool. I think you guys are gonna laugh like crazy. You know, I took my shots, and I know MM can handle it. And I took clips that we had in the past, and it's a epic video. It's funny as hell. You know, I think MM's gonna be laughing. I think he's gonna probably respond because I kind of checked him, and you know, but I think I could do that because other people feel like they're afraid of MM sometimes, you know. But you ain't gonna do that. I told him personally, MM, you're not gonna do that to the Cowboy, bro. But anyway, MM's he's his own man, and you've seen him jump on here many a times, and we have our little words, but it's all love. I even clip a clip where he said, me and Cowboy, we do this. This is what we do. So I made sure I put that in the clip, put that clip in there of his own words saying it, so you guys know it's all love. And at the end, I even say, but to be serious, right? So I just want people to know it's all love, it's all fun and games. But I had to get him though. Anyway. But seriously, anybody who want to speak on this thing, please jump in here. I appreciate it if you say it. Go ahead, Sean.
I'll be real quick because I'll hop on and hop off. But the main thing I wanted to say is I am, you know, happy that you did apologize to Perp and Lofi. The thing was, it didn't seem like a big deal to them. I mean, to you, but you don't know how much work and effort and everything else that they took and put into that tournament / King of the Hill fight off, whatever it was. That was the hit they took with the Stadia closure information and all of those emotions and stuff there. And one thing is, you were hyped up, you know, to be the fight guy and all of that stuff. Glad you went there, glad you participated in that. But as a spectator, for me and even other people there, it just came off different because it was like, hey, let me on. Like if you read the chat, all of the things that kept transpiring, let me on, let me talk, let me on, let me talk. And then it was like, okay, since they wouldn't let you on and let you talk, all right, well, I'm gone. And it seemed like an attempt hijacking of their thing. So that was why I can see a lot of the blowback. And I mean, other people had emotions about all kinds of other crap that you do. And I mean, it's just you. If I come to your channel, I'm expecting you to do your thing. But when I go to somebody else's channel, I'm expecting them to do their thing. Sometimes you come in there and you doing your thing, but that might not always be the place for you to go to somebody else's house and do your stuff. And I think that's where it just came off. It was the wrong time. There was a lot of other stuff, and the optics of how everything seemed to have transpired from chat is why I think it blew up to the level that it did.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. All I can say is I could be me. I can't tell people what to do. Squids did time me out at some point, which was kind of messed up, but he was trying to be funny. But that's cool. I took it on the chin, right? And for me, I feel like, and I know you guys might not want to believe this, might not want to hear it. Trust me, bro. Hear me out. That video got a bunch more views because of the stunt I pulled. Trust me. Now I get. I mean,
I went to it because I heard about it. So
I'm just saying, I spread my drama around in the community sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Some streams I feel is kind of. Sometimes I'm watching a stream, I'm like, bro, this is kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie, right? So I just be like, let me do my little cowboy thing. This is just me, but I feel like I'm the necessary evil. I'm spreading around. My way of love is bringing some little drama and to hype stuff up. It's adding more views to people's stuff. I can't tell you. I mean, you're in the community. You know how many times, bro, I'll be sitting there with my wife, and I'll from Doc Dark to MM to you name it. I'm just watching TV with my wife and like, oh, look who's on. Bro, there's times where I don't even hit the button yet, the comment, and I hear my name. I'm like, so long story short, it's I became a polarizing character. I did it on purpose because I love wrestling. I was the face, and I turned heel in non-wrestling terms. I was a good guy. I turned a bad guy. But I'm personally just throwing around that. Now, me personally, all right? Again, I'm from New Jersey, so just remember that. I don't feel I did anything like so crazy. I don't think I ever did. But maybe some people might be like, yeah, that crossed the line. I don't think I ever did cross the line.
Yeah, I don't think you did anything too crazy, but I saw Primo wrote it down, and it was a good way of saying it. There's a time and place for everything. And yes, you may have gotten, let's just say, Squid's video and stuff more views, but is that the reason why he want views? Is that what he felt like dealing with?
The problem I have is it's not on Cowboy to run the show. It's the other people. If they really wanted to take control of the situation, they would have just moved on. But they didn't. That's the problem. If anyone ruined that show, it was the hosts themselves, because they stayed on that particular topic and caused it to ruin the show. You know, you have to move on with that. There are going to be people in your lives. There are going to be people that try to cause disruptions, and what you do need to do is move past it. If you want to like get stuff done, you know, you don't address every single troll in the room. You know, that's just the fact of life.
Did they tell you to relax at all, Cowboy? Like legit, did they tell you like relax? See, that's another thing too.
Not until the end. I don't think they like really.
You should be vocal about like, hey, Cowboy, like I get you doing your thing, but hey, bro, just relax. It's all good.
Nobody said that to me.
Like, then that's fair. Cowboy won't know he's being dumb unless we tell him he's being dumb. It's Cowboy. We know how he.
You know what it is?
Come on. Come on.
Sometimes I'm being dumb, right? And I just feel like I'm over exaggerating. So I feel like when I was like, this dude ain't in the community, I thought I'm over exaggerating, making it like. You know, I could care less. The dude's, long story short, he's playing on Stadia. So, and he's whooping people, right? So people was feeding, it's like, it's not my fault if people was feeding into it. And I feel like it is the bully thing. Like, just ignore me. Like, if you don't say nothing to me, then, you know, but I felt like, yo, people was getting a kick out of it. People was laughing. And I'm thinking people going back and forth with me because they're just going back and forth with me. Now, listen, the best way to do it is just silence somebody. If you just ignore somebody, then they just talk it to the ear and then it'd be quiet. But I really felt like, yo, I'm adding that extra layer, that extra unwritten scripted in the chat, right? Now, honestly, I want to ask your honest opinions because this is the topic. Like, how much did it ruin it that I let Suave take my place? Like,
I don't think it ruined it that it let. I don't think it ruined it that you let Suave take your place. But I would say the part, yeah, I don't think it ruined it. That's why they took your place. I think the thing that was just sometimes people just break, and sometimes people just become fed up, and I think that was more so of a fed up lash out thing. And not everyone is going to give you a warning about that stuff. Like you can look at the world. Sometimes you bump somebody, and they pissed. They already feeling pressure, having them a bad day. They up the gun. Everything isn't always logical to our standards, where it should go this way, it should go that way, it should go to the next step, but everything doesn't always follow that circle. So it did not ruin it that you let Suave take your spot or whatever. I think it was, like I said, the stuff leading up to it, to let me on, let me do the thing, let me do this. Didn't they told you no, they wasn't going to let you on, and it was like, all right, well, I'm out. You have to add it all together.
I understand that stuff can build, stuff can happen, but at the same time, if you're running the show, you're partially responsible for keeping it running, keeping it going. You have that responsibility, and if you yourself let it get to you and you let it change the show, let it ruin the show, effectively you are causing its downfall. At the same time, I don't put full responsibility on either Cowboy or like the hosts on the show. But the fact that they didn't move on was the reason why it became such a big deal. You know, in a regular tournament, they go, oh, this dude dropped out. Let's move on. Who's the next person? Let's go. You know, in a sports show, when that person runs on the field, they don't go like, guys, did you see that guy running on that field? Yeah, that was crazy. Let's talk about it for a couple minutes before we start. No, they get him out and they get the sports game rolling as soon as possible, because that's their responsibility as like the host of that event. You know, that's what I'm trying to say is by letting it get to you, by focusing on it, you are also feeding into that.
I want to do this too. Here's the stream. So a couple of people said they don't know what's happening. So there's a Mortal Kombat tournament over the weekend hosted by Purple. Long story short, I was in the tournament, and when I got to the finals, the final four, I let somebody else take my spot. I was being, stupid about it. And I was like, I'm not playing. I'm gonna have a good change of heart and let him take my spot. So, but here's the video if you guys want to watch it. And look, there's right there. There's more people are gonna watch this video because of my stunt, right? I just felt like it was. I don't curse, but Jack A, right? They do those stupid stunts. They go around and people like, what? And then I just felt like I was doing a dumb stunt. It wasn't the official tournament anymore. And but everybody has a perspective. I don't have a problem with anybody who felt I was 1,000% the bad guy. That's fine. That's your perspective. I did my due diligence and apologized. And but I had to be me and said it just, I felt like for me to time in because it wasn't really affecting anything. I just thought it was a dumb stunt, and it would have a lot of people talking about it. A lot of people go watch it, and it was my way of, being me. But yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yo, when I'm not muted, can you hear background noise? Hold on.
Oh no, I can't hear anything.
All right, cool. So now I was going to say this, right? Are you going to let us go around and give our thoughts on it since it was a topic?
Yeah. I think you should. Yeah.
All right. So am I out of turn? Because I just wanted to throw in there, like, this is, because I always try to put things into different perspectives when it comes to Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in this case, if I was listening live, based on what I know right now, if I was watching live, I'd be like, damn, I hope Cowboy ain't come in to kind of sabotage the event because he don't rock with certain stadiums or whatever. Like, that's what I'm sure a few people might have been thinking that, right? So that's why I'm just kind of listening. Like I said, I'll go back and check it out myself. But I was just hoping that, I don't know, Cowboy, man. I don't know.
No,
but
I
don't think you would do.
I don't have a problem with anybody.
I don't think you would do something like that. But at the same time, I know you'll be like, yo, watch this. Let me have some fun. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I definitely was saying watch this to myself. But here's the thing. So here's what's crazy. I haven't spoke to Suave in a long time. Now I'm gonna put this in perspective for you guys. I haven't spoke to Suave in a long time. Now, my daughter does a show with him every week, right? But him and I, we had a little issues. We stopped speaking. No love lost for me. Now, obviously, he told other people he don't like me. So when me and him it was getting close to us being up, the host, right, was like, oh man, these two don't like each other. They was rallying it up. I'm like, I mean, I don't have no problem with the dude, but guess what? I took it and ran with it. So when I hype stuff up, people don't take it and ran with it. Bro, do it to me. So I grabbed that baton. I was like, oh, I'm gonna beat this bum. Like, so I start talking trash because they was like, oh, it's them. I'm like, damn, why would they do that? Why are they gonna hype us up to go against each other? Number one, we gotta face each other in a competition. And so whoever win or lose, it's gonna be like as if they trying to make bad blood, right? So guess what? Yeah, I put it out there. So I just ran with it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna trash this bum. And I trashed him. So I was talking trash, right? So I feel like what Project was saying, I had no bad blood with anybody. I was just there showing up because I said I would, and I did, right? And like I said, this dude was whooping that. Like my man only lost once when he didn't pick his main character, right? So you know, at being a fighting game guy, I was like, yeah, I ain't beating him. I don't think nobody beat him. So for me, I felt like I'm gonna do a little stunt because I'm not winning, you know, and Suave did beat me once. So here's the thing. Out of the lower people who wasn't as good as the top 3 people, Suave was the only one that beat me once, right? Like that bum Primo, I trashed him. So when Suave beat me once, I was thinking like, you know what? It wouldn't be that bad if I do this little stunt and Suave took my place because he did beat me once, right? So for me, that's all I did, man. It was a little stunt. It wasn't nothing on the line. Nobody was winning money. Nowhere was it like I thought I was gonna win. So you're mad because the best guy dropped out. No, it just was like, all right, yeah, guys didn't want to let me speak because I was gonna cut some stupid wrestling promo. So I was like, oh, you know what I could do instead of cutting a promo? What if I would drop out? I never dropped out. What if I get a change of heart and allow Suave to take my place? That's what I did. But anyway, what about you, ISO? You got anything else you wanted to say about your perspective? I mean,
so I mean, like I said, when I was there, I didn't see you doing anything bad, and I do feel like if you were being annoying, someone should have said something. Because my thing is, if you don't know you're being annoying, you don't know. You know, sometimes people get excited. Some people are just fucking hyped. Like, you don't know that you're being kind of like an idiot, right? It happens. It happens. I would like someone to tell me if I'm being annoying, right? If you don't tell me, then how am I supposed to know? The only thing that just sounds kind of stupid is I don't care if what you did made the video better. You know, it's not really up to you to do it. Obviously, it created some type of, you know, drama. But to me, that's irrelevant, you know? I just feel like, again, things on both sides could have been handled a lot better. It's as simple as that.
Right.
You felt bad, rightfully so, but never did I ever hear anyone, like I said, during my time tell you like, hey, relax, calm down. Hey, Cowboy, can you stop? We're just trying to do this, XYZ, like nothing. They just kept, you went at them. They went
going back and forth with me.
Yeah, it was just back and forth. Yeah, so it was just like, at least, again, from when I was there, from my perspective.
It did look like there was a lot of back and forth, like, going on with Cowboy and them.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that's the gist of it. I mean, I know a lot of people was coming to I don't know what y'all was coming to expect, you know, but I mean, I could own up to my own stuff. Like I said, I did it because I thought it was gonna be a funny stunt. And you know, some people, like I said, I mean, Maker said it himself, he watched it just because he heard what happened. And you know, again, it was an official tournament for me. So I felt like me letting somebody else take my spot the way it happened, I don't think it changed anything. I think Low was being extra when he was like, oh, he ruined the whole thing. Like, really? That ruined so the guy who won, was it ruined for him? Like, you know, the tournament still happened. That bit of 10 minutes of people saying, you playing or you're not playing? You playing or not playing? Oh, you're a quitter, this and that. But I get perspectives, and I get that I can be a little extra, and I get that some, like Sean made a good point. He was like, you know, some people could be fed up, you're pushing 8 buttons, and I get it. You know, But listen, I push people buttons because I'm just being outspoken. So I push people buttons because I was like, Stadia games are trash. So a lot of people was mad at me. Supremo probably got excited right now just hearing me say that. But at the end of the day, I'm just speaking my mind, right? And you can either like it or not. And so you really don't have to pay me any mind either, you know.
Yeah,
But
but I don't,
like
I
when I
don't,
put
I don't
those,
always like what you say. I just ignore you. I don't even watch it. I'm just like, oh, he's stupid.
yeah,
Yeah, because not everything you say makes sense. Sometimes, like, especially when you're doing like hardcore Stadia stuff or the whole download thing, I'm like, man, whatever, nonsense. You know?
listen, the no downloading makes sense, all right? Not
No,
having
no,
the
no, no. It does,
downloading is
I'm just telling you, like when there's certain
I
things where
know.
I'm just like, whatever, you know.
But I will say this though. I would never tell somebody to unsubscribe from somebody's channel though. I do want to circle back to that. I was just like, whoa, did he just say that? But I mean, I
I
get his
mean,
frustrations, but
you annoyed the shit out of him, bro. It is what it is.
yeah, it is
Yeah,
what it is.
I mean, like I've done that too. Someone's blown up on me before, and you just kind of like apologize and move on. And like typically, there's like an exchange of like, yeah, I shouldn't have yelled at you, and I probably shouldn't have egged you on and stuff like that. But it happens, and it happens in life, and little stuff can get to you, and you don't know that somebody's like stressing out or somebody's, because a lot of times they don't vocalize it, and that's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It could be that one extra push and just push somebody over the edge. And again, Stadia is dear to people's hearts. So I get that over the last few months, I haven't been the easiest person on Stadia, right? The Maker, you said many times, you're a Stadia hater now, but I get it, right? But the only thing I don't feel is fair, and I get it, is the same people who was having problems with me, they was laughing when I was making a video on GFN. Remember when they lost God of War? And I made my video. Oh man, was people loving it when I was like,
Yo,
GFN don't
we
have God of
definitely need to talk
War.
about that for a minute when you're done. We got to talk about that stuff, that GFN stuff like that and all that, man, because I'm telling you, I heard you say something real, but go ahead. I cut you off.
Yeah. So I feel like people aren't keeping it real. People are humans. I get it. But the same people was loving me when I was talking about something else. So now I'm not being real. I'm talking bad about Stadia. I'm like, but you was loving me when I was talking about something else. And if I'm going to be real, then the day Stadia gives me a problem, why can't I talk about Stadia? So it's kind of like not cool. So a lot of people, to me, I'm the bad guy, but you guys are kind of being fake because of your love for a platform. And again, I think that's what got us in a lot of trouble. In my video, I say with I said, what got us in trouble is that we put Stadia so high, right? Because no platform could ever meet our standards, right? A game is only a game, and a game eventually going to die, or they don't support it, or you stop playing it, you get something else. So you'll get your energy, you'll get your devotion, you'll get your love, your time out of a game, right? So it feels cool to be into this game. Oh, it's my favorite game. Years later, I got a new favorite game, but that platform is my favorite platform. Cool. But there's so many things that could let you down with a platform, So I feel like when I'm just outspoken of being let down by that platform, it's I get it, but it's kind of like, because I get the tribalism, but it's like, man, you guys were loving me when I was talking about something else.
Here.
But whatever.
Purple's here. Drop the link. Purple's here.
The link is I need to pin the link.
Yeah. See, now we can.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Now check it out though. Check it out. All right, while you're dropping the link. Now see, I was gonna say, there's some people out there who's lurking right now who's like, man, I don't like Cowboy, but at the same time, some of that shit he does is funny, or some of the stuff he says is true. That's why, and you've said several times, this is why I title my videos the way I do. I know people are gonna feel it. Now, if you fall into a trap after that and you get pissed off, now again, blatantly doing something disrespectful, I gotta call that out with whoever else agrees with me, right? I gotta do that too. You do, Cowboy. I come at you direct, you come at me direct. That's how.
Yeah.
I'd rather that happens than somebody talking about me in a DM and won't say it on air or whatever. So that's why I used to always encourage people to do the same thing. But I was gonna say about the GFN stuff and all that. Like I had fun with it, but I came in here playing everything. So to me, I was actually playing on these services, right? And saying like, damn, I couldn't understand. Like, yo, you talking all this trash about GFN or Luna or xCloud or whatever, but you not putting the time into it. You can't really talk on it. The same when about how I felt with Stadia, right? So that's why I agree with you when it comes to those types of things. But I asked the questions I need to ask too. Like, do you know? Did you sabotage the tournament or the event? Did you? I ask these questions out loud, and that's how it should be, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's why I know for me, you know me, I'm always going to put the link so anybody could join. So it's kind of like if you really have an issue, you want to say something, then cool. You know, you can actually say it. But I don't like the DM stuff because people take stuff you say and switch it up. And, you know, so, and yes, Lofi said, bro, if you got a problem, you could call me. You know, we got the phone number. I felt the need not to call him because he said what he said publicly live on his thing. So I was going to publicly say what I got to say live on my thing, right? And if he wanted to respond, he could do what Purple did right now, which we're about to bring in Purple Haze right now. So,
Purple.
yeah, so that's the way I look at it, you know.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
What's up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out
yeah,
Hey, congratulations, ISO. That was amazing last night to be part of that. Yeah, and you know, I got to drop off to another call. If y'all haven't noticed, I'm just really busy with work now. And it just so happens that when I came in, because I leave the TV on so people can get views while they're, you know, if they go live, they'd automatically pick it up. So it just came on, and I heard your apology. So thank you for the apology, Cowboy. I know you did not have to do that whatsoever. I think for me, as far as the tournament, I don't think it was. I think, you know, Lofi has his point of view, and I respect that. I respect all the hosts on the stuff. You know, it was a tournament. I think the best person won. I think the second best person came second, and I think the third best person, you know, and then after that, I think there was probably a gap in the talent. But I think for me personally, it just rubbed me. Like, you could say what you want to say. Like, I just think, just you. So ISO, for your point, like, he wasn't annoying. What got to me was he quit. Right, and I'll just be very upfront on that. Like, I don't respect that, like, whatsoever. And so to me, that's what it is. And you've quit on some other things too. You play it off like you don't. And so to me, that just was like kind of just like
hold on. I quit on what? Like,
quit
what
on
else
yourself on the violin.
Huh?
Oh yeah, he was gonna.
The violin. Hold on. My wife. Hold on.
No, it's a.
Hold on. No. My wife paid for 5 lessons. She paid for a month. That April had 5 Saturdays. I had 5 lessons. I didn't quit. I took my wife's Christmas gift, which was 1 month of violin lessons. Now, I chose not to continue to actually pursue being a violinist, right? So I didn't quit anything. It ended, and that was it. That was her Christmas gift. So whoever explained that to you explained it to you wrong. That's not quitting.
No, well, I can pull up the thing where you said you stopped because it was too hard, but that's okay because I was explaining. You cut me off anyway. But either way, hey, no, it's your show. You could do that. You said you speak my piece because I got to hop off and make this other call here in a second. But so that's what it was. And I still think the same deal. Like you said, it's semantics for you. To me, you quit. And it was a competition, and you took away from those other people who had competed. See, so that's why I look at it from that point. And then when you say things like, hey, I drove views to that channel because of my controversy, you're taking away what you don't see is the live viewer count when it dropped, right? So you take away from other people and their hard work. Like, by saying that, you're taking credit for their success. And so that's where I kind of like to me, I just don't really have respect for that. And like, I'll tell you to your face, like, I just don't have respect for it. I'll still subscribe, no longer a member of yours. But at the end of the day, like, you're going to do you, I'm going to do me. I haven't really been coming around your channel too much just because I don't find it entertaining. And I think, like, if that was your way of being entertaining on the show, cool. That's probably the last time I'm going to be entertained by you. With that said, good luck.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, long story short, I mean, my violin thing. So I just, like, if anybody ever had something to say, I just like to be truthful, right? I pride myself on being authentic, right? I could say when I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, or I could admit my faults. I definitely didn't quit playing the violin, right? But yeah, and long story short, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm like, whoa, if you saying like, that's like I was supposed to play the violin for a year, or no, we can tell you what it is. My wife gave me a month of violin lessons, 1 month, and after 2 weeks, I said I'm done. That's quitting. I did the whole 5 weeks, and I was like, the guy was like, yeah, if you want, you could do more. I was like, nah, right? So that's not quitting. So I just want to put that out there. So yeah, but if you want to say I did, you could say that.
I did want to say something. Yeah, I would consider you quitting. Like, to me, dropping out of any kind of thing is typically you quitting on the event. But I did want to say it should never be disrespected for dropping out. There's high level players who drop out all the time. Just look at Magnuson, the chess player. He dropped out of a tournament a while back after he lost. There should be no disrespect over dropping out of something, because if you believe that you don't think you're going to win, I think it's fair to I understand someone dropping out.
Well, what I don't get is her saying I took away from other people. First of all, the person who couldn't beat me, right? But he did beat me once. The other people couldn't beat me. He got to take my spot. He would have been the rightful person, because if I never showed up, he would have, because he already beat those other people. So if I was never there, he would have been the fourth person, right? So literally nothing out of turn happened. He was just better than those other two people. He wasn't better than me. So, to stop the charades, I quit, right? I stepped out of the tournament. I let him. So when I stepped out, I said he could take my place. Guess what? They let him take my place because they knew he was the next suitable person. So really nothing happened facetious on my part. I mean, yes, I quit. I would say I quit the tournament because I did drop out. That was my stunt, right? A pull, but I could have stayed in. I just knew I wasn't going to beat dude anyway. And I was like, okay, now they don't want to let me in. I'm going to do my WWE moment and not continue with the tournament, right? I would accept that. Yeah, I did quit, right? But I don't think that took away from anybody else. Now, if it was like, somebody else was, better than that guy, and because I went, but it wasn't like that. Like, he was clearly better than the other two guys, so it really changed nothing. And about the views, so here's the thing: if people stopped watching because of what I was doing, then they didn't respect you and what you was doing. Because if you were putting on this tournament, at the end of the day, the tournament still was going on. So if I went to watch that tournament, the tournament was still happening on screen. Whatever I was writing in the chat, you could just turn the chat off and just listen. You couldn't hear my voice. I couldn't speak. So for you saying people left because of me, that's weird. Plus the whole transaction of me saying, oh, let him take over was, I don't even think it was 10 minutes. And you guys were like, all right, well, let him go. And you guys, like Maker said, you guys was mad and going on and on and on. At the end of the day, you brought all that extra chaos. So if anybody left, they heard your voices. They never heard me. So don't throw that on me if anybody left. Now, extra views that was watched like Maker, yeah, that was because of me. Just saying. Somebody in the chat said, oh, I want to watch it. And I put the link for your content. Now, did I make a little somebody like the football game? The dude run across the screen naked. Yeah, I did do that. I did cause a little whatever. But again, the dude run, they can tackle him, they take him off, you keep it going. You guys spent what? Because on my channel, I always say this. Here's the funny thing. People always say, bro, why you don't got mods? I say, I don't believe in mods. Let anarchy and chaos happen in the chat. They ain't stopping my show. Y'all want to act crazy in the chat? Because the people watching the screen is watching the screen, right? So, that's just the honest truth. So, anyway.
Well, respect. I tell you this, man. Respect for Purple for coming through. You know what I'm saying, and saying exactly why, to clarify, because I was in speculation zone again because I didn't watch it yet. You know what I'm saying? But yo, it is what it is. These things happen. I mean, we got different takes on it or whatever, man. Yo, I don't know what else to say, man. But I got respect on on both sides, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For you
And
apologizing
listen,
and all the stuff you did, and for her to get on here and do exactly what we encourage people to do, man. That's all I could say. That's crazy.
and I mean on Twitter, I made my post. I tagged her, I tagged Lofi, and I tagged MM. And I said anybody could, because I made a video about MM. I know MM gonna watch that and laugh it off. He's like, Cowboys down, right? So I know MM, right? Or at least I think I know MM, right? Lofi, I know he's really upset. He's not trying to give me any type of energy. So I feel he probably feel like last thing I'm gonna do is come on his show, and next day somebody here Lofi was on there, and I'm gonna watch it. So I get that.
Yeah.
Purple, she straight up just wanted to speak her piece, put it out there, and let it be known. And I respect all three of them for their all three options. But I think the thing that Project always say, not to harp on it, is you guys know what you're getting into when you come to my channel. Purple said it perfectly. I don't find you entertaining, so I barely watch. And that is respected. But the people that come because they want to see drama, like there's a lot of people watching. There's 24 people watching, and there's not 24 people commenting. So, you know, I don't know. God knows who's watching. Lofi might be watching, right? But some people don't want to say nothing. They just want to hear the drama. And I told y'all, I'm going to give it to you. I said it. I will. You know, if there's a controversial topic, I'm going to say it. You know, when the GFN God of War thing happened, it was like, yo, I made a video. Why not? It's public knowledge, right? It ain't crushed GFN. It ain't stopped their business, right? So why can't we talk about it? So if Stadia having issues or shut down or whatever, we can talk about that too. It's all good. Because here's the funny thing. A year from now, everybody who was a diehard Stadian, you either A, gonna not be playing games anymore, or B, you're gonna be playing on a completely different platform, and I bet you're gonna be enjoying yourself. All this, I need 4 things to do what Stadia did. I can't handle what Stadia did. Time moves on, and you will too. If you're a gamer, you're gonna find, I don't care if you're playing on your phone, Call of Duty's on the phone, Fortnite's on the phone, Apex Legends, there's game, like, trust me. I'm watching people like Rudiggs. He was straight up, bro. I gotta give him credit. He said, listen, GFN hit me up, and I was pleased, like, wow, that was cool. My man was playing Returnal. That's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. He's like, yo, the experience I'm having, I'm excited. I wasn't getting this on Stadia. That was his words. So there's people who are benefiting, which is crazy. I'm gonna ask you this. We're gonna go into this topic, right? So let me first say this. Are we done with the Purple Haze thing?
I think we're done. I think
the Mortal Kombat
I'm
thing?
done. I'm done.
Yeah, so
I just wanted to say something real quick to Sean L. He mentioned taking shots at content creators. Purple has done the same thing to other content creators. She's been outspoken against how Duncan got CGX. So I think if she's gonna dish it out, she needs to take it as well.
Yeah, that is, you got to be fair though. I get, see, again, that's the platform thing, because Duncan was very vocal against Stadia. She is very vocal against him, right? If he said he can't stand Luna, she would have never said, oh, I don't respect him for purchasing the channel, right? So Gabrielle is real. I'm sure she can speak up for herself, but I think that does, Maker does have a point. You know, if you feel like somebody's taking shots at content creators, we all kind of did it in some way or form. Me personally, I make videos, I make it clear, right? If you get my attention, right? I don't make a video on everybody, but you get my attention, then yeah, I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna make it funny and I'm gonna do, or what I think is funny, right? But I make it clear. My channel is something I'm pursuing, right? To get bigger and bigger, right? So once I became monetized, or I decided, hey, I want to be monetized, I'm finding my own niche. I'm finding what I like and I stick to it and I'm moving forward with it. So that's just me as a content creator, because I get, like, YouTube or Twitch or whatever, they said any idiot with a cowboy hat can make videos and see if you can make money. Guess what? Every 20 month on the 21st of the month, I get a check. Now, if everybody stopped watching, hey, there you go. And Sean is back. So we're not moving on just yet.
I also wanted to say, I don't necessarily agree with Cowboy with, like, the only reason why it did well was because of what I did, but I'm more so.
I didn't say only. I didn't say only.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is people saw it that wouldn't have normally, because you brought it up.
Some shit happened.
But then that goes back to, oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying shit happened, so people are wondering what happened, and they go to the video. You're gonna have some people go for that. I think at this point, though, in my opinion, with the situation, I mean, it happened. Cowboy apologized. Purple centerpiece. People are gonna see you differently. It is what it is at this point, you know.
Yeah, no, I was just correcting the statement that I made. I wasn't talking about Purple taking shots at CGX or CGX taking shots at Dosage, all of that stuff. What I was saying was his exact statement of, well, you can say what you said, but I did it. I got you views. I did this. I get you views. Oh, when I go on Square's thing, I do whatever. I get them views. When you state stuff like that, it's like their content isn't good enough. And the numbers that they have that they may be proud of ain't shit without you doing something to get them views.
Yeah, I never said that.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I never said that. What I did say
the
is
way you say it, though, it does sound like that, Cowboy.
Yeah,
the way you say it.
Like I'm doing.
So
you
I'll
say
say
it's
this.
boring. Now, no, look. Some stuff is boring as hell. That is a fact. I have
To
mentioned
us,
this
anyway. To us,
hey,
some people might love it.
Cowboy, you know it. MM2K knows it. I will say it. Rev knows it. If shit is boring, and I'm talking about my own team. I've had conversations with my own team at the time. Hey, yo, this shit ain't entertaining. We got to do something. I mean, like, let's just make sure we giving people exactly what they want, man. Like at the best to the best of our ability. And that I can concur with. Sometimes stuff is boring, right? So I see where you were trying to come from right there. I do get it, Sean, where he was trying to come from. But Sean is absolutely right. The way it comes off is like, see, that's the shit I'm talking about right there. Cowboy, this and that. And that right there is what you got to be willing to deal with. And it seems like you are. So, I mean, hey, I can't be too mad. You know, I can't be too mad. And I'm not here, again, defending nobody.
Yeah, I get that some stuff I say, like I said, there's many people who don't like me, but I like them, right? And they got good reasons to not like me, right? I'm outspoken. I say it my way. Again, not all the time. I realize it's like I feel like I straight up said, listen, sometimes I might feel something is boring, so I cause a little drama, and I feel and it sparked people up. Now, there's many times that I'm minding my own business. I'm not nowhere to be found, and I'm tuned in and somebody's talking about me. And I'm like, bro, can I live? But guess what? I caused this whatever on a whole different somebody's channel or this and that, and people talk about me. Now, do you think 24, like, let's be honest. I forget, y'all don't have to say nothing. I watch my own views. I pay attention. I know what makes my views go up and what makes them go down. If I was just sitting here playing Wavetail because I want to beat Wavetail right before Stadia goes under, you think it's going to be 24 people watching? No. So,
no, but the counter that though is you have a different fan base. So you also, you know, your fan base, you know, other people's fan base. So that's the great thing about some of you content creators. Like I jump in and I watch quite a few of y'all. And the stuff that you put on your own channel, the way that you move on your own channel, I've seen move a little different on other people's channels. Hell, like Vet is everywhere. And he moves differently in every group he goes in. But it's also probably because he touched everything. It's all about, so if you went and started doing strictly Stadia stuff, then the other fans and groups that you have that are, let's just say your PS5 people are going to be like, what the hell is this? They might fall off for that episode. But then if you go to PS5, then your Stadia viewers are going to fall off, but your PS5 viewers will remain on. But if you do something variety or something like this, you gathering up everybody and those who just like to come and hear you do drama. So it's different strokes for different folks. And you know that because you do a variety of different shows.
Sean's talking some real stuff.
yeah, I don't see what that has to do with, like, listen, this is what I'm going to say. First of all, I don't have a PS5 people. Like nobody, like I don't have a PS5 community. But I'll say this real quick though, Maker. Humans are humans. So if you any one of y'all want to sit here and say nobody don't like drama, then I'm gonna question your integrity. So all I'm saying is I cause my little drama. Most of the time I feel it's playful. Some people might not feel it's playful. But there's a lot of people who always bring me up because of some stunt I did, or Cowboy said this or said that. Lofi said it himself. He literally said live a few times, bro, you know how I get my topics on Fridays? I watch Cowboy streams and see what his titles are throughout the week. And that's how I build my topics for Friday. That's literally what he said, right? And you know why? Because I'm picking those when the stories come out. It's like, oh, that's going to be a good one. I pick those. You know why? Because you're human and you guys like drama. That's why I do it. So if I'm on Squid's channel and I'm like, bro, so you mean to tell me we can't talk about consoles on a channel? Everybody's ears up. Oh, snap. We want to hear what Squid's going to say. Then somebody like Rude Diggs will be like, oh, so when God of War. And guess what? It's no love lost. Squid's chill. By the end of the show, he say his, yeah, man, I love y'all, whatever. Sorry about earlier. If I got a little extra, we go about our business. Guess what? We still there the next day. And guess who's donating? Me, right? So I know my little push I give, and it just sparks up a little stuff. Now, the day somebody say, bro, the next time, like Jeff said, every time I come on his stuff, he muting me. So guess what? I barely go to Jeff's stuff because he constantly mute me. I'm like, damn, I can't even speak on his channel. Oh yeah, mute me, right? So no one said, bro, stop, bro, calm down. Never heard that. Screenshot it. Somebody let me know when that was said to me. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, the shit, it really makes for an interesting conversation, Cowboy. So you got a formula going on. I will say that much, man, because like these conversations, and I know why you appreciate having us on, because everybody can give their perspective and all that stuff. Like Sean coming in from a different angle, ISO doing this, coming in, not just because y'all cool. He's gonna put things into perspective. Maker understanding what's being said, but then offering counters. Then I'm just trying to do the same thing that everybody else is doing, right? I don't know, man. I just think that makes for good conversation. Not forget the content part. It makes for good conversation when you do it like that. And that's always something I said I wanted to be a part of. So in case anybody ever wonders, Storm, why you do what you do? Why are you on there with Cowboy? And this is how Cowboy's feeling. Well, this is how it should be done. Because a lot of you all are out there, you're talking behind the scenes, man. If a platform is open, come out here and just put it out there. Share your thoughts on stuff. You know what I mean? And that's why I keep doing what I do. I don't have to agree with Cowboy. Y'all hear it as we talk time and time, right? I don't have to necessarily agree, but isn't that what real conversation is about? Like, I think you gave reasons. Sometimes you don't have to, but you gave reasons why you do what you do, what direction you're trying to take your channel, where you wanted to head, all this stuff. Like, and I ain't gonna sit up here and say I agree with the violin comment that Purple made. I can't sit up there, I'm thinking about it because it was deep. I know it took the wind out of everybody. She said what she said. I appreciate it. She said it like a G. I appreciate it, but the violin, was that necessary? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Like, I thought she was gonna say you quit on the gaming thing, but the violin thing, I mean, but she didn't. She acknowledged the fact that you apologized or whatever when she didn't have to do that. She could have came in blazing. These are things that's real, man. I love real. I just love being around it, bro. I really do. So I just wanted to point that out, man, because
I appreciate
this
that.
is why people can't. This is why people keep watching your stuff, man. But Sean was right about that. You getting other people's views and everything, because none of us right now are at 1,000 concurrent or 500 concurrent or even 200 concurrent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we're trying to get there. So I get that. I don't know. I think some things we take too seriously at times, y'all. I think that's the case. But then I got to sit back here and make a confession, right? So I thought I was subscribed to Cammy. I thought I was subscribed to ISO, because if we're in the same environment, y'all ever been around people and you thought you subscribed and you never hit the button? I was waiting. I was waiting to do it live, and that's word on my son. I was waiting to do it live for both of their channels, man. And that's because I even told Purple the same thing. I said, yo, I subscribe, unsubscribe. And my goal was to do it live when y'all was doing the show, and I never got around because I'm always around now, and y'all are too. So I just wanted to put that out there because I'm like, damn, I just subscribed. So you got another one, Cammy and ISO, and anybody else need one, let me know.
Yeah. One thing I will say is that I think, and nobody has to give me credit, but somebody said they made a comment on one of my videos. They said, why all you have is Stadia haters on there? I said, bro, I put the link out. And if you sitting here saying you love Stadia, where were you at then? If I'm only having Stadia haters, but I put a link out for anybody to click, then where's the Stadia supporters? If you mad, then where were you at? You just letting them say whatever. Then where were you at? So you could say whatever. So people don't realize that this link in the chat. Anybody now, yeah, I had the crazy thing with the waving, right? But I got a bigger monitor now, so that won't happen again, right? I can see who's down there. But anybody could join. Look at ISO, but anybody could join. So like, this is the thing. As Sean heard me say it all the time. Sean give me hell. Listen, the only time Sean come up here is so he could check me. Let's be clear. And I love it. And I told him, please do it, because people need to hear another side. And people, I'm like the bad guy. I want people to see people check me. Like I was telling my boy Rose, I said, Rose, this is how this community is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, people hate me, bro. If you just keep it real and start and check me, they're gonna love you even more, because they want to see the person that's gonna check Cowboy. That's why they're gonna love MM. They love when we was going back and forth on Twitter, because if MM was giving it to me and I was giving it to him, and people was like, it's liking everything MM put, because people, but guess what? That makes for good content. There's a good, there's a bad. I call myself the necessary evil. I do just enough where I'm not gonna be evil, right? But I do just enough to push those buttons, and then any of you guys could come along and it's like Sean, bro. If Sean had a YouTube channel, he'd probably get 5 extra subscribers. Yo, I love how he told Cowboy off. He's being extra. So this link is for
I wouldn't
everybody.
say extra. He's putting it out there how he feels, man. I think other people feel like Sean. You know, you got some people that feel like Sean. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I feel like that, but when I feel like that, I ask you questions. I put it out there, and I welcome you to do what? Return the favor. You know what I'm saying? Hey, check me too. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I got to be able to take it. Like Maker was saying, you gotta. If you dish it, you gotta be willing to take it. And that's why I came at Maker, some of the things he said and done, Duncan, whoever. But at the same time, I ain't got no hate for him. I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. I don't know, y'all. This stuff is interesting, and I wouldn't waste my time with it.
Yeah, I don't think
and the thing is, I don't think you're a bad person. I think, you know, a lot of the stuff, yes, you jazz it up and you do whatever you got to do to get that, to push that button. You are a terrific troll. I will put it like that. You know what to do and what to say to get people hyped up and involved. And you've done it like for stuff and against stuff. The only thing I would just say is, you know, sometimes when you do it, just kind of be aware of impact versus intent. Because I don't think you do stuff to, you know, piss off people, to hurt people, to do this and that. You just like, hey, I'm just going to pinch them. But to them, that pinch might feel like a punch in the mouth. And like I said, I tell you all the time, I'm very appreciative for all the work you put in, everything that you do. Hell, when you was doing the messy, no yes man show, I was definitely up in that. Boy, I'm laughing, gassing y'all up, all kinds of other stuff. And the reason why was because you were a vocal voice going up against the machine. That was why, like, that was for me why that meant so much, because like even when I first came into Stadia, everything was just always negative. Always negative. I came across you because I was interested in 2 things at the time: Avengers and Stadia. And guess what? You had a souped up channel about both. So you brought in the impact and you did this and you did that. And that was why I loved you, because you railed against the machine. And I mean, I get things happen. Stadia going through its wind down. It's the end of the road on it. And the reason why I loved you is the same reason why I hate your ass from time to time with the same stuff. It's just the other end of the coin. And it was, like I said, the fan base. And you kind of like, yo, why the Stadia community flipped on me and things like that. It was because you went from our Batman to our Joker. but
Hey,
it
Sean,
works.
do me a favor though, Sean. If you get a chance, Sean, please watch that video my stream from the Business Insider. That was that was in February. I bought my PlayStation in May. And everybody keeps saying I turn. Yo, I say live in that video, bro, I think I might have to get a PlayStation. And ever since that time, I was like, yo, man, like, so I feel like it's so weird. And I get you've been watching, but I'm like, when people make it like it was a Switch, like Primo, I'm like, or Cloudy V, I'm like, so I had to go find that video the other day because I'm like, yo, I need to see the time. And it's just so crazy to me when people are like, bro, one day you woke up and was like F Stadia. I'm like, what? No, I didn't, bro. Like, anyway, I just wish people would watch that video.
It was gradual.
You were right. You were right. The
Not that
Business
I was
Insider
right.
article came out. No. I'm saying like you were right. You were talking about it back when when the article came out and everything else. Like, yo, I think I'm gonna have to get this. Oh, this ain't happening. I'm probably gonna have to go get this. And then when WWE then dropped, he was like, oh hell nah. I'm on the hunt for my PS5. I used to watch you on your hunt for the PS5 videos. I watched you when you was out at the mall interviewing people, all of that stuff, asking them do they know what Stadia is, all that different things. I think the part that like just caused the flip, which I'm not mad. It's a brilliant business strategy. Was okay. You got the PS5. You like, hey yo, I've been missing out on all kinds of stuff because I'm on Stadia only. And your eyes opened up, and you like, yo, the PS5 is awesome. Sony PlayStation Plus is amazing. They got these great games. Nobody disagreed with you on those. Yes, you had those super duper Stadia stands that was like, oh, hell no, how dare you go get one? And you betrayed us and this, and that. But I think also on the flip side of that is that's when you really start pushing the Stadia ain't this, Stadia ain't that. And then you went, like I said, that's the whole hero to villain flip.
Right.
That's what caused that whole trigger and shift. But the part that, like with me and you, I laugh at the hypocrisy part because like how you flip and it was okay and cool for you to go and get a PS5 and start doing it. When I tell you all the time, people game on multiple systems and multiple platforms. Nobody told you to limit yourself to one. I get you wanted to.
Yeah,
but now look at you. You was at one point at 3. You was on Stadia, xCloud, and PS5. Go ahead, make it.
I think the problem is when people are like, oh, I played Xbox, it was the worst experience ever. I think that's the problem that I have with a lot of content creators, where I'm like, that's a fact of life with consoles. You're gonna have to download games. It's gonna be a thing. And then but there's so many great experiences that I feel like a lot of people don't even acknowledge or talk about when they're like heavily Stadia focused. It seems like when they shifted over, they're now starting to talk positive about those things. And to me, I feel like that you lose kind of a little bit of credibility in that aspect, where you were so heavy in this one thing, and then you kind of flip it on its head and start praising it. And I agree with Cowboy on this, that there are a lot of Stadia content. I understand you're trying to do it for content. It's just hard as a viewer to see people do that and then take them seriously.
No, I will say that
their viewers would disagree with you because they're following them on this journey. Guess what? Many people are going on the same journey that those content creators are going on. For me, Stadia was the best. I have Stadia, Luna, GFN, xCloud, and something else I can't remember right now. But out of all of them, Stadia worked the best for me. It had the games that I wanted. When I went to Xbox didn't feel as fluid or smooth to me as Stadia did. So I would agree with them. When I went to Luna didn't necessarily have the games that I wanted. It was easy to use. GFN, hell, I'm going through it right now again because it's a very beautiful platform. The UI is trash. Like from trying to load up and it gets stuck with the little Steam window in the corner to all of this other stuff. Stadia was just the easiest. Now, when you lose, just because it's going away and they're switching content does not mean that Stadia wasn't the best thing out there. it just means that, okay, that's going away. So what is next best? Number two, by default, is now number one. All right, so if you got to go to something out of all of these options, xCloud is the best because it gives you this, and that. So after a while, yes, you got to kind of eat it, but everybody's making this journey together.
I think the problem is consistency. You know, if you're going to criticize something and then shift and then say only positives, it looks bad. You know, I've always been open about my criticisms of all platforms. How I think PlayStation 5 UI could use some work. How Xbox's app on PC is terrible. I've been very vocal on like changes and things that stuff needs to improve on these other platforms. But as soon as I say it about Stadia, I get attacked by a lot of content creators and by people labeling me as a Stadia hater. And I think that's where the fault lies, is now I see them shift over to platforms I do play and I'll actively praise something about. And then all of a sudden they're not being super they're not criticizing it as much. So, it's a turned tail and it's not being honest, honestly.
Well, let me put it in a perspective for Sean, right? Sean, let me put this in a perspective. The same energy, okay, that you understand people give me when they feel like I switched the PlayStation, one day you just switch. That's the same. I don't give that energy out, but that's the same thought process I have with content creators that Stadia was the end all be all. And now when I see them got an Xbox show, I'm like, I almost want to dance on my hat. Now I get it. We're content creators. You already making money. Like at the end of the day, like what you going to do? So you innovate, right? I always told my kids, never fear change. If the house burned down, bro, I'm going to be all right tomorrow because I'm going to find a way. I'm going to rub two nickels together, whatever, right? So I get it. But, and just like I always say, right? And you hear me out. It was gradual, right? My man Paul said, he said, nah, Cowboy DM'd me about PlayStation 5. So it wasn't just out of nowhere, right? But the same way people like, oh, he got a PlayStation is the same way I feel when I see content creators like, oh yeah, we got this new channel. I'm like, bro. Now, I applaud them. They're creative. They decide to figure something out. I applaud them. But just know the same way people mad at me and flipping at me and you was a Stadia guy and now this and that, that's the same energy I feel when I see some diehard Stadians with doing cloud. So I'm just being honest. We're going to give me that energy. Right. And we gotta see that same energy. But I give them credit though. But the same thing with me. I felt, you know what? For me, I'm not getting the games. I gotta get something else to get the games on. For them, they got forced out. Stadia just is done. So they had no choice. So why not innovate? I get it. But if you're gonna give that to me, you gotta see why some people are like, what? So I'm just saying.
But so yeah, I would say that, but I haven't seen anybody that was just like all positive. This is fantastic. None of that. What I've seen is I've seen the more prominent former Stadia content creators shift around and go from, okay, well, here's a video about options. Well, this is why I actually like this platform. This is why this one might work for you. This is why I'm backing this one now. And this one is that. They are very upfront and honest about the fact that the reason why they're shifting is because their number one went down. So with their number one went down, hell, I'm assuming all of you, this is possibly a nice, either a very fun hobby that you enjoy making content on. This is some extra little change in your pocket. It's your way of releasing. So things happen and things change. Like how when you got a PS5, you switch. When you were nice cowboy, things didn't quite work out the way you wanted. You switched back to what worked. You went to a different route. So people change and people grow, but you sometimes got to take the best of what you got. There's going to be some people that go back to consoles. They're going to start talking about why they love consoles now. There's some people that's going to go to this cloud service. There's others that's going to go to that. So I'm going to PC, hell. But it's all about, mainly what I've seen is people document their journey and why they decided to back a new horse in the race.
all I'm saying is you're really nice about it, and it'd be nice if you was nice about my journey, but that's cool. But anyway,
you could say
you
the
don't know
same
how
about
much arguments and
Cowboy.
crap I've gotten into over you. And like, I support you, and I've always supported you when you were doing your thing, regardless what it was. If you hated or love it, it's like, all right, well, call it out. If you feel that way, call it out. Or, hey, I mean, he ain't lying. But then if it's some BS come out, I'm either gonna write about it or I'm gonna hop on here and call you out about it. We've talked, like, there's never been any ill will with me and you. We go back and forth. People might think, oh, I just hate this guy or whatever. It just is what it is. But it's not like that. Like, I had nothing but respect for you and what you've done. And there's other people like, okay, I get it. We may not have seen eye to eye with stuff or whatever. It is what it is. But if you're doing something, and I've always had your back, so you can't say I ain't had your back.
No, I know it, man, and that's why I said I like it when you're vocal. I appreciate you being vocal. I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, you only come on here when you want to give me hell, and that's cool, man. That's I don't want friends or associates or acquaintance, or I don't want people to just tell me, oh, you're the greatest, you're this, you're that. No, like, just keep it. We could keep it eye to eye. Hey, man, I like what you did, or bro, you messing up. I didn't like that.
You cap it again, though, because I stay in your chats. When you go on, for the most part, I stay in your chat. So you can't sit here and be like, I just come in on these days or nothing like that. Because I watch you.
No, but I'm saying, as far when you come on this beat, when you come on to speak,
all right,
yeah, when you come on to speak, when I see the show, I'm like, oh damn, I don't know what I do now. Yeah.
I wanted to point out an example, of like someone kind of shifting really fast. I understand like a slow rollout, but to me, whenever I watch Clive's show, whenever he talks about having to use his Xbox to play Sea of Thieves, he's always wincing about something, or it's not as good as Stadia, blah, 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 blah. He does that, and then like 3 days after Stadia announcing that they're closing, he posts a video about how good Xbox cloud gaming was. It's just it's double-sided,
Yo, I'm still shout out to Zero Games, man. Cowboy, I don't know if you're gonna put it on the screen, but man, listen. See, that's why I came in. I was always a play wherever you want to play type of gamer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can mix in with everybody pretty much because I got hours on every platform or service that I wanted to play. You know what I mean? So, of course, you're gonna get yourself in a situation. Unless people just absolutely appreciate what you do and they just like what you mean and what you stand for or whatever, like, you're gonna be able to switch up and play other things. And that's why, Doc can touch the PlayStation or whatever without, people are gonna give him a hard time. And I'm sure he recognizes that and accepts it sometimes, right? But other people who are like, I swear I'll never touch an Xbox controller. The day you see that, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's what's going to get you in a lot of trouble. And that's why you saw me. Everything I ever touched is on my channel. So it just backs up what I say. I'm like, I'm really all about every damn thing. But so when people are like, yo, GFN is trash, I said it at 1.2. It's not better than Stadia. But then that shit became better than Stadia. And now it's better than Stadia. So now when I say it's better than Stadia, does anybody have a problem with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny, and I understand how the human mind works. So it bothered me when I felt like, I make a Stadia video and then I make a GFN video. It's all cloud gaming. We're supposed to love cloud gaming. We need it all, right? But we talk about results earlier, Cowboy, views dropping and stuff like that. You can see people ain't really messing with Storm while he's making the GFN content the same way. Some of them are, like the neutrals, and I can name them. Sean L is one of them. Geek. You know what I mean? They appreciate me for what I was doing. And I think that's appreciated. I ain't going to say that's how it should be. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, it's great. It is funny. It is funny seeing people who has to go to one of those services, man, after they said, yo, that is trash and this is why. And it ain't, it ain't better than Stadia. It is definitely eye-opening, man. I will say that much.
But you know what, though? To be fair, like, for instance, for me, I had to step out of Stadia shadow. So hear me out, guys. It was so crazy when people was like, no, Stadia is your brand. That really pissed me off. I got really mad that day. And if you guys ever go back and watch that, ISO was on it. Like, it was crazy. But it was the PlayStation and Xbox guys. We're like, we don't mess with Stadia. We only know Stadia because of you. And I was like, bro, it's not my brand. So it's in a weird way, right? And I want to talk about this. And I said this earlier, and somebody's going to take this and feel some type of way. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. Trust me, guys, in a weird way, bro, this was the best. Not the Stadia was lacking. I get for some people that it wasn't, right? But this is gonna open up so much into gaming for some people that they shut themselves out because of the tribalism. Again, I've say me. Sean hear me say it. I want to be in one ecosystem. I just feel like that's cool. But guess what? I started gaming without limits. Stadia started messing up and it pushed me to do that. Bro, if Stadia got WWE, I would have been crying with y'all, right? Whoever cried or been upset. Because I would have had my main game that came this year. I would have created a wrestling league. I would have put in thousands of hours, and I would have been the most happy guy. And I would have got that Stadia shutting down on the 29th, and I would have been like, no. But guess what happened? Stadia starts screwing up, and I need my game. That's why I keep saying it's the games over the platform, because I needed my games, and I started what I call Game Without Limits. So it saved me. Hindsight, I didn't know this was gonna happen. When everybody else was like, I can't believe it, I was like, bro, I kind of checked out a while ago. So, you know, I started doing, like, if GFN died today, Storm's gonna be like, well, I got other stuff.
Boosteroid,
That's what he's gonna
4K
say. Now
120.
he's gonna miss it. He's gonna miss it.
Right. It'll be Boosteroid 4K 120 or whatever. If in fact, when they drop 4K 120, you know you're gonna see me playing it. Because if I don't, then how's that gonna look? And the other thing is I want to play it so I can tell people exactly what my experience is and what theirs might be. That's what I do. And I don't even consider myself, I'm not a content creator. I play these games, man. I make these videos. And that's why you never see me really push my channel super hard. Like I'm not putting it on all platforms I could put it on for you know, for advertising and stuff like that. Because I mainly am playing these damn games. Now it's just so happened we could hit the stream button or go live button on software or whatever, and other people can see it if they stumble across it. Who don't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? That's my question. But yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. I'm dying laughing at TK9 right now. He's saying he's gatekeeping and everything, yo. And that's the hilarious part of what's going on. And he might be dead serious. But at the end of the day, stuff like that to me is funny, man.
So,
it's I don't know. I pay attention to all that stuff, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I want to say what's up with TK. I mean, he has his thing. He's a diehard Xbox guy, but he play on everything too. But he just prefers the hell out of Xbox.
Right.
So,
and that was going to be my point. Like I could see why, like some people who I used to try to talk people into trying other things besides Stadia. Like I'm telling you, just try it, man. Just the games you want to play ain't over there. Like, are you really not playing the games because of your love for Stadia, man? Like, you really
people did a project. Now you know people did that.
They do it on all platforms, Cowboy. Right. But I never really understood the logic, bro. I get it, but I can never agree and understand it because I'm like, if I want to play the newest Mario, but see, for me, that's a good example. I don't want to buy a Nintendo because Nintendo is not making a powerful enough system for me. Right. Like, I feel like they are just doing what they want to do. They're not doing what I want them to do as a consumer, so I don't give them my money. However, let the mugs drop a Mario that's in 4K and all this stuff, and they're competing. If they're along the same lines as even the Xbox One X graphically or whatever, I'm copping a Switch 2 or whatever they want to call it, man. So that's just how I do it.
I agree with Project Storm on this. I never understood the people that it feels like they love the platform more than they love the games, you know, and because ultimately it's about entertainment. And, you know, like you might love the Tomb Raider series, but Crystal Dynamics is working on Perfect Dark. Are you going to play that on Xbox? You know, how
so,
like
I try to answer that one.
Well, I mean, look at Guilt with on Stadia. Yeah. Their previous titles like Rhyme. Honestly, I thought Rhyme was a better game than Guilt personally. And to deny yourself those experiences just because you want to play on a specific platform, I don't feel is the right way to go.
But we
Yeah,
are
I
all
agree with
coming
that.
from a place of privilege where we have the financial means to afford multiple different things, where we can afford a computer or a PC, we can afford an Xbox Series X or S, we can afford a PlayStation, all of those variety of different things. We can afford to subscribe to all these subscription services. That's one thing we always miss out when in this type of position. We think because we have those financial means or this and that everyone does. Like I have a Switch, and for me, I'll explain my quick transition over. I used to be diehard console person, so I had last few was like PS4, and then I was getting ready to buy a PS5 at first, but then Stadia was around. Try Stadia, was like, yo, this works for me. I'm also, I work full time. I go to school part time, full time dad, full time husband. Like my time is sucked up. Like I'm surprised right now my wife ain't killing me, but my time is primarily sucked up. So things like cloud and Stadia provided me an opportunity where I'm at work, I'm on my lunch break. Here, I got an hour. Let me throw on my Kishi on my phone and play some Destiny. I'm in the parking lot outside of school. I got some time. Let me hop on and play something real quick, just as a way of de-stressing. It didn't have the hottest games or the things for me, but it worked. But even before then, I shifted towards the Switch. It was all about portable gaming for me. I didn't have the time to sit in front of my computer all day, or by the time I get done working school, I don't want to sit in front of a computer screen all day. So it was all about portable gaming, the convenience of gaming without having to just be stationary or without having to go through the whole hookup. By the time stuff got done downloading, my 1 hour lunch break, I got 20 minutes left on. So that was the thing that brought me to it. And I could afford the different things. Like the thing that changed it up where I'm not as devastated about Stadia is the Steam Deck. I still get portable gaming. I get my portable gaming from my physical Steam games, as well as when I want to hop on and play something I can't play on the Steam Deck, I got Stadia or xCloud or whatever the case may be. So it's a bit different when you want to say, well, why deny yourself over here? Everyone may not have $300, $400, $500. Hell, if you're paying scalper prices a stack to go and buy another system just to experience one game. Or
that's right. But I will say, I'll be talking to the people who can afford that shit. I'm talking to them, Sean. You right though.
That's
I'll be
what I
coming
was
at
about
the
to
people
say.
who can afford the shit, who be acting like they don't want to touch anything else, and that's why you keep hearing me say I don't pledge allegiance to no brand. And I've been saying that for the longest time, bro. You never heard me saying Stadia can do no wrong, or GFN or whoever can do no wrong, because I'm going to point out the wrong first of all. And it doesn't matter which one you think whatever you think, I'm going to point it out because that's what I need to do first. And I think people who are like-minded will appreciate it.
I also wanted to point out it's probably the most affordable to game like in a long time with subscription services and like look at the other cloud services, PlayStation Cloud, like with xCloud. There's so many different options that you don't have to drop like $60 for a particular game. You can now subscribe to get that content. There's so many people that would say like, oh, I tried the free tier on GFN and then I quit because there was a queue. I feel like there's a lot of people who instantly see something negative and then completely dismiss a platform or dismiss a thing, where sometimes there are negatives to a platform, and maybe try and view it for its full perspective. Like I'm starting to see a lot of Stadia people who are trying these services more because they have to, and finding that they're enjoying
hey Maker, and they're liking it. I'm watching people streams and they're like, oh, what do you, and there's a game on Stadia. There's like, oh, I'm not even playing on Stadia. I'm like, oh, damn. Nah, I'm not even playing the Stadia version.
And also the other part is they've been constantly updating and upgrading these services. But once you find something you're into or you're comfortable with, yes, you're going to kind of rock with it. So it's like, all right, let's just use Stadia right now. When I tried all of the streaming services, Stadia worked best for me. So that's what I was rocking with. That's what I pump my bread in. I get back like 2 stacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this so everybody can hear it clearly. I play on GFN #1. That's my #1. Ain't none of this shit. Hey, listen, can't and that this right here is my storm moment right here. Can't none of them other services can F with GFN. You know what I'm saying? I wish I was on camera right now, but I tell you what, none of them overall can mess with GFN. Xbox got all the games. I swear they do. They're gonna have Call of Duty and all that eventually one day, and it's going shit on the world. But right now, because of how GFN can play these games out here, and the fact that I'm already on PC now, not everybody's on there. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has a library, but none of them can hold a candle to that 3080 tier. That costs money, by the way, and I'm paying for that right now. You know what I mean? I do my GFN. I'm an ambassador over there. You know what I'm saying? I never really say it, and I appreciate the fact that they welcome me in that mug with love. And guess what else? They appreciate everything. So I sit back and listen to Cowboy and other people, my brother MM2K and other people out here thinking that they know what's going on. And the whole time GFN is like, yo, we're all cloud. They feeling it for stadiums. They was straight up saying, drop your Stadia. You know what I mean? I can't even go into details, y'all. But it was all cloud love. And that's why I was sitting back like, yo, are y'all serious right now? So you got to know what I'm talking about. But I'm not a fanboy of anything, clearly, because I'm about to get that 4090 and then I might cut back on GFN. You know, so what I'm saying though, y'all, is sometimes you really gotta look, you gotta ask people. Like they was coming at people from GFN and all this stuff the same way people came at Stadia. So that Stadia defense stuff, to a certain extent, I can understand. Now, I was accused of being on the Stadia defense force before, but that wasn't the case. I was just letting gamers know that, yo, that's some bullshit that you're hearing about Stadia right there. Now, some people might have lag. However, Stadia has games that you might enjoy, and they work very well. PUBG worked better than on my Xbox One X that I paid $500 for on Stadia. That's just one example. Doom Eternal ran good as hell on Stadia. So I don't know, man. I always call that out. I'm always verbal about it. But it is garbage when people are acting like GFN is not the absolute best in the cloud. That 3080 tier trashes everything else. Now, it might not be super convenient. It might not work like Stadia, the UI, everything. It needs work, right? But when you start playing these games, man, I don't care if you're playing at 1080p. It is the best by far, man.
I'm gonna have to holler at you and figure out how to get mine set up
the
properly.
Best by far. I was on xCloud today, gave it an A-. My experience on Doom Eternal on xCloud, just made the video a few hours ago. Check it out. Yo, I was able to play it, complete a hard mission, and the scan lines was coming down the screen that I always point out. Cowboy, how many months ago Maker was on this show with us? We broke it down, the greatest show on YouTube. With me, Maker, Chaos, Cowboy, and all of us got together.
That episode, man. If there was ever an ounce of fanboyism, it was zero.
That's what gaming and that's what gaming should look like, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what gaming.
That episode, Project, that episode, sharing it with you guys, it changed me. That literally pushed me to Gaming Without Limits. That episode made my eyes open up so clear that it was like, I don't want to ever be so like, yeah, is it cool to have my PlayStation 5 because it's that hardware? And when I play Marvel Avengers, I'm like, bro, this look way better than Stadia's and it has no loading. Yes. But like you said, I could get the 3080 and be like, damn, this is so it just made my eyes say there's no point for me to say this over everything is what I'm saying. This over everything, we gotta stop it, man.
Right.
I want to also give a shout out.
But sometimes
let me get a shout out real quick for $1.99. All Xbox All Access is a blessing. So yeah, I definitely heard that people could just pay $25 a month or $35 a month and get an Xbox and Game Pass for 2 years.
Hell yeah. And I really appreciate the potential of xCloud and what it's going to be able to do. However, they got to bring out that streaming device or whatever to help out with that. Because I know once they hit 1440p, 120, it's over. Hey, bro, at that point, it's over. You hear what I'm talking about when it comes to just making money and all that growth potential, all that stuff is over for the rest. At that point, when they bring Call of Duty to xCloud or whatever at 1440p. So people kept saying, well, who care about the resolution, Storm? Who care about 30, 60 FPS? I said, yo, if Stadia don't hit 60 FPS, it looks bad. Have I not called that out several times, y'all? I mean, probably everybody heard me say it in here on
Oh
this
yeah,
panel.
yeah, definitely.
So, yo, it's about perspective to some degree, not all, but I know business is business. But when I started seeing gains coming at 30, like Cowboy or whoever, many people have pointed out, when you see these games and they're not being upgraded, what the hell is going on behind the scenes, man? Now I'm up here, I'm still like, I'm on like, yo, I'm coming at all the naysayers, all the canoe people that we call, you know what I'm saying, that we called out, all that. But when things started to turn, like Cowboy be saying, who I'm not trying to defend, I repeat, I don't have to defend this dude. I started seeing with my own eyes. I'm like, I can't lie to myself. I can't lie to the people. What the hell I look like lying to the people? I'm on the microphone saying everything's okay. But then the next day, everything ain't okay. You know what I'm saying? Now we done threw people rocks at the people as they was getting on the canoe and all that. Cowboy, listen. And all they were doing was giving their perspective and saying, yo, I'm out. Or they might have been trying to tell people, even talking trash. Yo, Stadia's some trash. His dog shit is dead.
Yeah.
That's all they were trying. And I'm not trying to defend them either, but I'm talking about putting things into perspective. It should make everybody think, bro. It should make everybody think like, yo, was I one of those people? Because I had to sit back and analyze, and I put it out there. And now Maker and everybody else, you heard it 4 or 5 times. Because when you're wrong, you got to admit. Now, when Maker's wrong or anybody else, when they're wrong, Cowboy, I'm coming at that neck. But it's all out of what we do as gamers, man.
Yeah, Project, you seen me apologize. Yo, when I was watching Rude Diggs and he was like, man, GFN was so good to me. And I said, bro, I got to apologize because live, like, I was taking it like, oh, look at them trying to
tell you that. I'm going to cut you off now. I tried to tell you that. You didn't listen to me. I was just a guest on your show. You don't listen to me, Cowboy. This is proof right here, man. I was
deep in it, though. Hey, yo, you know you deep in. Hey, Maker, listen. I was deep in, bro.
Hey, yo, I don't make no money off GFN. I said, even on my Windstar could tell you, shout out to my bro. Shout out to my bro who tries these things, who bought a RTX 30 series card or whatever, who knows the deal, man. You will hear me say, hey, yo, whatever it is, whatever y'all think, whatever happens on stream is what's going to happen. If the shit laggy or whatever, I do this live. I don't go and record it and chop it up to doll it up and make it look good just because it's GFN or Stadia or Luna or xCloud. I don't do it. It's live stream storm. That's what you're going to get. So I don't know. I'm just different than a lot of people, I guess, man. I don't have time to BS people.
Well, Cowboy, I got a challenge.
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
All right. You know how you called out, certain cloud content creators and tell them they need to, why they just have cloud, they need to have console. I'm gonna challenge you to tell the console people the same exact thing. So if you got a person that's all PlayStation, why don't you call them out?
Yeah.
Are you excluding yourself from Xbox? Why are you excluding yourself from that?
You just took the word, bro. You are psychic. I was just about to say, I want to switch this topic. And this is dear to my heart, right? And I'm glad I got you, all you guys on here. I feel like you're level-headed. And y'all can tell me, Cowboy, shut up, whatever. But I've been screaming something. And I've been saying, I'm just saying, I feel like there's an upcoming war. And we could create it, help push it as a war, or we could try to stop it. And I'm not telling nobody to change their content. All I'm saying is I want to put my 2 cents out there before stuff goes sideways. So I want to switch the topic, and because Sean, that's literally what I was about to say. And if Sean brought it up, now we about to do it. So let's switch this topic real quick.
Topic switch.
So hear me out. All right. I've been going on, and that's kind of how me and MM got into it, because MJ Park just had to tag MM and make it whatever, right? But hear me out. Stadians, and I was one of them, were diehard. We love one thing, we stuck to it. Now we're being pushed out, and we've been trying a lot of cloud, right? And there's a lot of content creators that saying, I'm championing the cloud, doing the cloud. All I've been saying recently is I don't care if you're a cloud only channel. Just if the topic comes up about a game that hasn't yet made its way into the cloud, just don't shun somebody if they want to bring it up. I just feel like leave that room open to be like, okay, we could talk about non-cloud. It ain't gonna take up the whole show, but oh yeah, I heard this. Like, I'm just gonna use God of War. This is gonna be the perfect example. I'm a cloud only channel. I'm not, but if I was. And God of War, November 9th. Come on, guys. This is going to be the most talked about game this year. Just, it is what it is. If it's great, it's going to be great and talked about. If it sucks, they're going to talk about it. So God of War comes out. And if I'm a cloud-only channel, I'll be like, oh, and today God of War comes out. Man, I hope it's a great game. Did any of you guys get a chance to play it? Oh, man, cool, good stuff. All right, so GFN, that's all I'm saying. But the people who are just going to exclude, bro, you can't talk about consoles up here. I feel like it's going to start a war. And to Sean's point, flip it. Oh, the console only, right? Bro, I mean, it's weird for console only because typically cloud people typically already played consoles. So a console only person, if they never played cloud, that's a little weird. They have no console people have no, they don't even know nothing about cloud, but we could definitely get into it. So that's my topic. Let me pull y'all guys back on. And I want to talk about it. What is y'all guys?
So I guess the thing was like, if you're an Xbox, if your thing is Xbox,
okay,
I'm saying holla at them like, yo, you got to talk about PlayStation. Why don't you talk about PlayStation? Why just isolate yourself to Xbox?
I mean, that's different. So here's why that's different. And I get your analogy, but that's you trying to be funny. If I was diehard Xbox, like I always been, right? That's just, bro, that's your lane, right? Cloud gamers, we got into Stadia. Let's just pick Stadia for right now because of all the benefits it had over what we was already aware of, right? So we've already, I don't think there's anybody with maybe Wilson because he's super young or pro. No, anyway, and not even him. Everybody's played on a console or a PC. Let's just keep it real. So you know what consoles and PCs are about. You went to cloud and you said these have better benefits or more benefits. So I'm done with consoles. I'm done with hardware. Okay, and keep your hardware. Then this thing happened with Stadia, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna. This is why it's important to me. Stadia. There's a bunch of people on Stadia now that it's fractured. There's a bunch of, if everybody who was a Stadian said we're all going to a different cloud, then I wouldn't say nothing. But I know people who got a PlayStation, a Xbox, a PC. So now those people, when they come to now they was diehard in the clique. They was in the community. Now when they go to the cloud only channel and be like, yo, we're peoples. Yo, I was playing this new game. Bro, we don't talk about that here. So like, but I'm the homie though. It was cool. We was cool when it was Stadia, but this ain't Stadia. This is cloud. So that's my whole thing, if it makes sense. And I know some people's like, well, you can't run my channel. And I don't want to run the channel. I'm just saying that I feel like if we take the approach that I'm cloud only, then we're just going to usher in the new war where it was Stadia versus every cloud. It's going to be cloud versus hardware. That's just where I think stuff is going to start, but I could be wrong.
But it's always kind of been, so I'm going to double back, but it's always kind of been that divide, because if you talk to a hardware person about cloud, their instant thing is, oh, hell no. Unless like,
but Sean, right? I'm just talking about our community.
Yeah,
so we pick somebody off the street, but I'm talking about the guy that you was playing Stadia with last week, and now he gotta just say call it a PlayStation 5. And now you're like, oh, well, I'm playing on GFN, but we both was playing Stadia. Now you guys are on two different things. But if you can't say, hey, oh, what's your experience? What's your experience? If it's now just, no, we only talking about cloud, you know, I just feel like it's gonna be a disconnect.
But like I've seen that stuff where it is, you know, like the cloud people, and they may have a show. That's what I'm saying. Like how you're a content creator, you have a variety of different shows. Sometimes this show is about cloud. Catch Me Over Here, it's about, like we can use Squid for example. Squid, when he's on Dosage in the morning, it's strictly cloud. When he goes and does his stuff on Twitch, he's talking about his Switch and I forgot the other system he uses. But he has different like channels for different things. I do believe that there are several people in the community that does have that. It's just like if this show that we all kind of gravitated to because it was about Stadia, is now all about just cloud in general, we may actually miss out on the extra content that they're putting out there, especially if you're not necessarily a fan of said person. The other part about it is also during the fracture of the Stadia split, what I've realized is there's quite a few people that don't have consoles. They have Chromebooks, or they have tablets, or they have a little dongle on the side of the TV, or they use their phone. So there's a niche group of people that the cloud only channels are talking to and dealing with. And that can't be
what about me? They got a PlayStation 5. What about Rude Diz? Got a PlayStation 5. What about Stadia Pro? Sorry.
So if you want to talk about if my channel in the conversation we're having is cloud, then we talk about cloud. Then you don't hear people who say like, oh, well, we're going to focus on raising money for cancer. You can't come in and say, hey, well, let's talk about AIDS. If they want to focus on,
all I want you to do is hear me out, right? That's all I want you to hear me out. You're making a lot of good analogies, but keep in mind, okay? I'm talking about our community. I'm talking about the person you knew for the last almost 3 years, and we've all been watching content together. Now, if it was mainly Stadia, and now we have to switch it up, we're forced to switch it up. All I'm saying is now there's people who are separated, and there's people who have got different things from hardware to cloud. And then again, we always say, oh, well, I was a Stadian, so maybe I didn't have as much money as someone else, so I could only choose. What about the guy who only gets a Xbox One because it's cheap, right? So, and he's not in cloud anymore. All I'm saying is, because you keep bringing up, I get if it was cancer or was this, I'm just saying that the familiar people that known each other, that was a tight-knit community. Not somebody that we never met before, then you just out, bro. But the people that was in, that's what I'm saying. Those people who went to said hardware, well, then they're not in the topic of conversation. That's all I'm saying. But
I'm also not a fan of just like not including people in the hardware space. I mean, I was very much hardware space before your boy was invited me to, like, he was playing a game on Stadia and there was no crossplay, and I was like, fine, I'll buy it and I'll play it with you. And it was Ember. Ember was the first game I bought on Stadia. Oh, wow. And so I played that with him, and I never really doubted the service. You know, streaming was fine. It's just, to me, I was like, I've got my PC, I've got my phone, I can play mobile games on that. I just never really had a need to want to play my PC games or stuff on the go at the time. Steam Deck's really changed that, though. I love playing my PC games on the go. But I wanted to say that I think you shouldn't discount hardware. If someone mentions up a game, you can acknowledge it without saying like, no, we don't talk about those things. You can say, oh, God of War, I really hope that comes to PlayStation Cloud somewhat soon. You know,
so I've never seen that. What I have witnessed is when there was a cloud topic or a Stadia topic, like, all right, this is a Stadia channel. Someone jumps in and was saying, well, tell me about this on Switch, or tell me about Luna, or they got this on Luna or that. And it's like, no. We're talking about this here. I've never seen it where like somebody was talking about necessarily a game and got shot down for it because it wasn't on cloud, no, strictly PC. That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad you said that, Sean, because I mean, you know me, I don't have a problem saying names, but I did. Now, I might have been pushing Squid's button that day, I will admit, because sometimes I go in there, I'll be giving it to him, right? Because he be on some Stadia fan stuff, and I just mess with him sometimes, and it's all love. By the end of the show, he'd be like, yo, bro, I love you too, bro, cool, right? But that one day I did say, so January 19th, can I talk about consoles? He was like, no, you cannot. So he said that clear as day.
But see, that's you're saying the same exact thing I'm saying. So it's still cloud. So yes, if Stadia goes away, they're still focusing on cloud. So it's the same thing. Now,
I know. I'm just saying that. So there's things, right, Sean? If there's a crime, you could either prevent it from happening, you could either solve it, right, or stop. So you could prevent it from ever happening. You could stop it in the act, or you just have to try to solve how it happened because it's past tense. All I feel like is because we were such a tight-knit community, and now some people are going to hardware and some people are going to cloud. I feel like we have the opportunity to keep us all together because we are separated now, and some people don't know what they're going to do. So I feel like we have the chance to say, hey, let's prevent the upcoming impending, possibly a Cowboys on his rocking chair talking about there might be a cloud versus hardware. But I feel like I know people, that's how we are. We all was so diehard on Stadia, me included, that it make me look crazy when I get a PlayStation 5 to some people. So,
yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think there is this vibe of cloud versus hardware. Like what I do, like I said, divorce is ugly, and that's what we're going through. The stadiums are going through right now. Stadiums are going through a divorce. Everybody trying to figure out who getting the kids and everything else. So when it comes down to the different systems and platforms, people are out there. And what I've seen all through Twitter are those diehard Stadia people saying, here, what's y'all's Steam usernames? What's your xCloud? Here's my Steam xCloud, Switch friend code. That's all I've been seeing. So even though that the specific platform that we all did come to, now people are like, all right, well, I'm going back to what I know. Here's everything that I have back on what I know. And I've seen people I've been adding people been adding me across different things. So it wasn't, I haven't seen it brewing to be this big thing. Now, like I said, most of the people I watched that were super Stadia content creators are kind of all over the place. And I've seen them even message and say like, all right, well, here is this, I'm under this username on this and this, or I'm under this username on this and that. And people have been reaching out to each other like, hey, well, I don't know where you going. Where you going? Hey, you going to be on xCloud? All right, I'm going to holler at you. Or even in my case, I'm in the groups and I'm like, yo, what y'all running? Oh, that's got crossplay because I got this or that.
So you don't think at all, you don't foresee like 0% that once January 18th hit, couple months later, everybody, because it's cool. What I like is people are figuring it out now. There's some people that's like, yo, I'm not waiting. Like there's some people I'm like, I forgot who it was, but somebody was playing a game that's on Stadia and they was like, oh, you playing on Stadia? And it was like, nah. I was like, oh, wow. Right. So no shot to Stadia, nothing. But yes, you might as well figure it out now. But what I'm saying is you don't have any, and no percent of you feels that January 18th comes, so we all settle in even more, maybe 3 months later. You don't feel there's going to be, here we go. Oh, you got this game on the console. Well, you still got to download and I don't. You don't think you're going to see our same community members that was one on the same side. You don't think that's going to be happening?
No, because we've all been through all of that crap before when we first started migrating to Stadia. And this is the thing. We all bonded over Stadia. So we understand the pain and heartbreak that comes along with leaving Stadia. So at this point, we've all known each other on level. We all got to know each other. We've all become friends. We've all gamed on other stuff outside of what you see on YouTube. Like we all, in some form or fashion, link up on something outside of YouTube videos. Yep. So there's already that connection there. So yeah, there are going to be people that, if you don't have a Switch, unless we playing Fall Guys or something, I might not be able to link up with you. I wouldn't laugh and say, "Oh, you playing with an underpowered machine? Why are you my homie?" Like, why would I say that to you? The people that are already like how you're talking are already friends. So why would they all kind of rag on each other about having to go to that level? What it would come down to is the console people laughing and say, oh, now here come all of these, the cloud people over here, or oh, y'all only over here because of Stadia, yada, yada, yada. Now, that's going to always be it. It's always going to be the full hardware people. Hey, I get, my you see it now with the Series S and the Series X. Those people stay going back and forth because the Series S doesn't have as much power as the X. You see that type of stuff on Twitter. You see like this, but I don't see the core group because of that split necessarily being like, oh well, because you go over there, screw you. No, it's like, all right, well, let's play something else, or I'll wait and catch you on the next game.
Yeah. Well, I want to say what's up to Phil Harrison is in the building. What's going on, Phil? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. What about you, Maker? I want to hear your take.
I wanted to mention something. Like, I have seen people who are like, I am not going back to hardware. You can't make me go back to that, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I find it so utterly ridiculous because I feel like people will say, oh, but I've got to download, or I'm gonna have to update. And I'll be like, well, if you know you're gonna play the game, why don't you just load it up on your app before you leave work? Like just download it while you're at work. Like they have solutions that make it easier, that make it not as bad. There's remote play now with both Xbox and PlayStation. There's preloading. So when a game's going to release, like at midnight, it'll download that day one patch, and then by the morning it'll be done and you can play it. You know, I think there's just to say that, you know, I can't go back to this, but there's been so many like improvements and changes since like these people have played hardware, and to deny yourself amazing experiences. Like Nier Automata, I think, is like it was mentioned in the chat earlier, top 10 in my games. It's one of my favorites, and it wasn't on xCloud. It's no longer on xCloud. You know, and I think probably the only other option would probably be Boostroid, and people will miss out on these like amazing experiences if they deny themselves to try or even like give it a shot.
Yeah, honestly, I put me up there. So ISO said downloading is such a minor inconvenience. You better be all right. So you'll be all right. Remember, Sean? Bro, if you would have told me that, I probably would have strangled somebody in the street. Now I'm like, yo, it's all right. Downloading, I bought a 2 terabyte hard drive that I installed to my PlayStation 5, right? Downloading, because here's the thing with the thing, right? We all got into cloud gaming recently. Now, some people was playing on live 10 years ago. I wasn't, right? So I've only been into cloud gaming for less than 3 years. If it's 7 months ago, or well, maybe a year ago, I would have act like it was the end of the world if you said download, right? So now it's like, bro, I wasn't a cloud gamer for that long that I forgot what a download was. And ISO is right. To me, because some people might still be kicking and screaming, but to me, it's such a minor inconvenience to be able to play a game I cannot. Now that's the difference, right? I said it. If you tell me there's a game that I could only download and I really, really want to play it, then guess what? I would download that game for an hour, because once it's downloaded, because we make this whole, bro, I got things to do. It's like, so that one day or that one instant, even if it took you an hour, you make it like that's every day you're going to play the game, it's going to take an hour. No, that one day you're going to sacrifice downloading that game for an hour, and then there you go. And I said with Marvel Avengers on the PlayStation, I seen it load once. I don't even know what happened to make it load that one time. But it literally, I'm like, so if we want to calculate it, take an hour to download, then let's calculate how much time I'm saving from loading, because that's pretty crazy. So, but long story short, to stay on topic, because I was just chiming in with Maker. I mean, listen, I love what you said, and I hope that is the case. Every now and then I'm going to bring it up, you know, because I do want to see our tight community that now have to find new things to play games on stay tight. And I don't want to see like some people feel like they're excluded because they didn't make the jump to said platform, right? That's just my thing. Because that same thing, Sean, I know some people that's like, and Maker said he knows some people that's like, I can't go back to hardware. There's some people that's like, I'm done with cloud. There are those people too, that they're like, yo, if Google can't do it, I can't do it. And I'm done with cloud. So,
but see, that's the good thing about cloud now. And it's the first part is it's kind of a combination of what ISO said and what Zero said as far as downloading. See, for me, outside of my computer and the Steam Deck, trying to set up the downloads, which I just run mine overnight or whatever for updates and crap. But trying to keep up with that, trying to keep up with the storage management and those different things. So like, there's times where, all right, which game I'm going to delete? It becomes irritating to try to figure out, all right, well, I'm going to delete this for now just so I can run this, just to delete this after I'm done, to put this back on there. When people had 3 years of not having to do that. They got to experience something that was extremely different from them that they liked. And yes, internet is faster now. Consoles now got Wi-Fi 6 and all that other stuff built in, so downloads are able to happen faster. But it's still that extra time and that extra energy to have to do something. So yeah, you're gonna have those that are just like, yo, I'm over downloading. I'm not gonna run it. But the good thing about if they go to cloud, yo, you got an Xbox. I got an Xbox. If we wanted to, and I'm using xCloud. If you want to pay Back for Blood, we can play the game. Like, even though I'm in the cloud, you're on the console. So just because someone says they're not going to the console or going to the physical hardware does not mean that they can't enjoy certain games with their friends who does have physical consoles. It just depends on the game.
I'll put it like this. I recently went to the mountains, and it was a 1 mile hike to some waterfalls, and it was 100% worth that hike. That inconvenience to see it. I understand some people might not be able to, but the thing is, sometimes that inconvenience can lead to something amazing. And that's my only issue is people, let's say they go halfway up and they go, I'm just gonna turn around. You know, it's and that's sad. You know, I understand it's their choice, you know, to want to do that. But I just find it sad that sometimes people will like miss something because they don't want to put in that effort.
Yeah, I get it. I think what's for me, because I'm speaking like for myself, I think what's a little annoying is that I got so hard into cloud and swore I would never go back to hardware. And now I spent my PlayStation 5 itself was $800 for the bundle. I end up buying a $270 2 terabyte hard drive, right? But I see the value in having hardware in order to play certain games, right? So I went kicking and screaming like I'm done, I'll never go back. And now look at me, right? So, but I guess some people are going to still say I can't go back. And yes, cloud, like I think it was cool. Zero said the storage was my biggest thing, right? Downloading, yeah, it is what it is, right? But the storage, so again, why you think I spent the money, right? Now, not everybody have it, like we always say, but you know, I mean, it's a good talk either way. I'm gonna be optimistic though, like you, Sean. I'm gonna just little by little pay attention to conversations on certain channels, and again, people can run their channel however they want. I just want to pay attention to when someone is excited about a certain game and people want to have that conversation, and then let's see if that conversation be shut down because that game isn't either hardware or cloud. Well, probably will be hardware.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen. That would be only time I would expect something like that to happen is if you go on PlayStation talking about Halo Infinite. Like, yo, this ain't the spot for that, bro. But like you said, you wouldn't say, can we talk about?
Never mind.
You said, can we talk about, so on the 19th of January, we could talk about consoles. That is different than if you went on there and said, hey, let's talk about 2K. Now, if you went on there and was talking about 2K and they like, yo, we don't do that here because it ain't in the cloud, then yeah, I got your back. But to go on there, especially with you being messy and say, hey, so on the 19th, we can talk about consoles. That was some troll stuff, but you proved exactly my statement, which was it wasn't a game, it was you being you.
I think that's my problem though, is that some people might like different things and they might want to talk about these different things. You can say I don't necessarily want to talk about that, but some of these viewers are there to watch you and not necessarily for like your cloud content. And I think sometimes like talking, in my opinion, I think it should just be all about games. I don't think it should be about a particular platform or a particular section of the gaming industry. Like I talk about just about everything. If people ask me about mobile gaming, if people ask me about like I'll put out my opinion and I'll state it. Like if you look at like the Q&As on CGX, sometimes people ask what's your favorite game you're looking forward to. I say God of War. It's not coming to cloud, but I'll still mention it anyways because that's what it is. It's all about the games. It's not about a particular platform that you play on.
But I've seen people ask those types of questions and they be answered. Now the thing was, like I've seen is like when stuff starts to get derailed, like since you brought, like we're using Squid as an example. When people start going too deep into the Switch conversations on Squid's channel, he'll tell you like, hey, I have a show on, let's just say Thursday night, nighttime with Squids on Twitch. We talk about that stuff there. The way that it seems to be set up for most of the people that I see, they have specific days, specific times that they tackle and handle certain content. Or they may use a different channel when it's time to talk about this, or a different channel when it's time to talk about that. So
I mean,
but why should you care about what they're talking about in the comments unless it's like an argument? Like I think
his show is a discussion. So people, it's literally a chat driven show. So whatever you're talking about in there, he entertains the conversation with you live. So if the conversation is regarding cloud gaming, then we're keeping it cloud gaming. Now, if you want to dive deeper into other stuff, then he tell you like, yo, I got my I stream and play X games over here. This is strictly cloud. Like that's just how things are. You don't go to a.
Hear me out, Sean. Sean, here's my thing. We know how we could be as Stadians. So all I was saying was, when we were diehard, you can't talk about anything but Stadia. We created that culture that separated other things. We did that. We got to be real. Whether we want to say I just got a Stadia channel or not, cool, fine. Yes, you do. But you are creating the culture to separate yourself and viewers from everything else. So all I was saying was to go forward. Now we have the because we all was Stadians, and we had people that was GFN people. I mean, Project got it hard. All right.
Why did we create the culture though?
I was one of the people. Oh, look at him now, right? But now we actually have the opportunity to say, I'm not separating anything because we all lost something. So all I'm saying is, think about it. It's really true. When you had a only Stadia channel, people wasn't allowed, and it excluded people. It really did. Now, fine, I get it. But now that we lost it, we have the opportunity to say, under my watch, I won't help create to a separation in gaming. That's all I'm saying. I don't understand why that's hard to see.
So you said that you said we as the community created this separate. Can't even get the word right.
Yeah, separation.
Culture where we isolated ourselves from everyone else and everything else. When in reality, it was the exact opposite, because since you were interested in Stadia, you were viewed as an outcast. So when you started like, oh, Google got this new thing coming out, I'm playing this, I'm playing that. What the hell is that? Bro, just go get you a console. You hear all kinds of stuff. The media coming, all kinds of that. Oh, this thing is going to be DOA. It's trash. It's this, it's that. All kinds of misinformation and stuff here. So everybody grouped together, happened to find each other, grouped together to create pretty much this little village to protect ourselves.
But at the same time, you're dismissing anything that might have a counterpoint to whatever you're doing. I think that's unhealthy. You need to be listening to both points and not just one.
Well, when you're steady getting hit from every direction, you don't have and people are always dogging what it is.
Sometimes you need to acknowledge it. Sometimes you need to acknowledge that a large amount of people aren't liking this particular platform instead of dismissing it as fake news or that it's
we're all
not
different and we all like different stuff. So just because you may not like Stadia, don't mean that I shouldn't like it for the same reasons that you shouldn't like it. That was like how.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying acknowledge that sometimes some of these people don't like it because of certain faults.
Yeah,
or even like the Business Insider article where people were dismissing that and saying it was bullshit, that it didn't.
That is true though.
And then slowly but surely we saw the Capcom statement in it come true. We saw things come true about the particular statement.
Well, let me say this.
So there was quite a bit going on, and then there may be one person. The only people that knew what was going on were the higher ups. Everybody else
that happens in most businesses.
But hold on.
Everybody say that you know what a business is doing or what they're going to do is false.
We're the higher ups.
I never say that I know what Google's doing with Stadia.
So
I've heard people say that they know what Google's doing with Stadia.
But if I got a friend that's an engineer at Google, and I holler at him, and he's part of the Stadia team. I built this relationship, and he's telling me everything is cool. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. We just got approved to do this. We're actually working on that. We're doing this. We're doing that. But you have someone else you have that personal connection with someone. You built a relationship with someone, and they don't know what's going on. But somebody goes to an article or whatever, and they say, "Hey, this is happening." You go holler at your friend that's actually there, and like, "Yo, I heard this." Nah, everything's status quo here. We're doing this. We're doing that. We just got this. We're pushing this out. Y'all just got to watch and see. Then you get blindsided like that. I would trust my friend that's working at said place that has a respectable role there than I would some article sometimes with an anonymous source, because sometimes people get it right. Sometimes people get it wrong. So if my friend is like, "Yo, I don't know what they're talking about. We just push through this, and this is coming, and this is coming," then I'm gonna roll with what they say. So yes,
but you also have to understand not everybody knows what's going on, and I think you have to acknowledge that. You can say, "Yeah, someone told me from this that this is happening, but I don't know where this information came from." You don't dismiss it as false.
I mean, if I ask someone and they tell me no, that's not happening, I'm gonna assume it's false. So that's just like if Cowboy came and told me something about you, and I go and I ask you, like, "Is that going on?" You may say, "Nah." I'm gonna take, if I know you, I'm gonna take your word for it. And I'm gonna say, "Yo, Cowboy," on some other stuff. But yes, he could have had the facts. But if I know you and I came to you as a potential source, then I'm gonna roll with you.
Well, let me get this back on topic, because I get that, right? But what I'm saying is that, just to bring it back a little bit, is I think if we were open-minded about all cloud and not just Stadia, number one, it wouldn't have hurt as much. Why am I not that hurt about Stadia ending? Because I end up breaking and getting a PlayStation 5, and I started playing xCloud more, or being open to playing xCloud more, because I still don't really play it as much, but I end up getting a $1 deal again. So it was like, oh wow, one of the platforms I've been playing on is actually going under. It didn't hurt as much. Now, let's say I only could afford Stadia, because I hear people say that. But still, if we was open and we talked about other gaming experiences, if we was like, "Oh, what game are you playing on xCloud? Yo, that's a dope game. I hope it comes to Stadia one day because I can't afford xCloud." Like, bro, you would really like it. But we didn't do that. Let's be real. We shut off everything else and was like, if it's not Stadia, it's I don't want to hear about it. Now, a few people like Ray, give Ray credit. Ray was always playing everything. But that was very few when you was in Stadia community, because I'm being honest. I was one of them, right? I canceled GameFly because I was like, I'm only playing Stadia. So all I'm saying is, if we from the day one was like, "Yo, let's embrace all cloud," because you said that hardware people was talking trash and we felt being dumped on, but then we had a sister and brother, which was a GFN and the xCloud, we should have been like, "Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I'm just like Stadia." But no, we was very like off-putting. We was very like, I ain't trying to hear that, right? So what I'm saying is, now that people are going to be doing cloud and hardware, it would be cool to be like, bro, I know you're gonna be. I ain't getting a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation, but I know you're gonna be loving that God of War. Like, oh, bro, you got. I'll tell you about, like, you know what I'm saying. But it seems like it's gonna be like, no, we ain't talking about that. And then I feel like slowly, not snapping your finger, but slowly, it's gonna be like, but you gotta download your God of War. And it's like, still arguing. Like, didn't we all lose Stadia? That's all I'm saying.
Most, like I said before, most of us already own multiple platforms and different ways to play. Stadia was people's preferred way to play. And the thing was, you if you were going to a Stadia focused channel, guess what you're gonna get? Stadia. That's just like I said, if you go to a PlayStation focused channel, you're gonna get PlayStation. You go to an Xbox focused channel.
Your analogy, said, Sean. But
if you go to those channels, you're gonna get that stuff. Why go there? I get that, you know, we have Luna and GFN and get xCloud or whatever.
Right.
But we got that there too. Yes, but it's still its own separate thing. So if we're talking about Stadia, and that's the premise of this channel or this specific episode or whatever, then that's what the focus should be. If you want to talk about something else, then you catch it on that channel or that episode. Why can't we talk about it all on there? It's because that channel is about Stadia. Go to, like I said, go to a PlayStation channel.
No, you're not, bro. So here, we're not getting nowhere. If you keep bringing up a PlayStation that's been out for 30 years and Xbox been out for 20 years, we're not getting what I'm. Well, hear me out. No, it does matter.
Acknowledge the Xbox comment sometimes, but I mean, it doesn't change the fact that they're not going to like block and mute somebody because they're talking about Xbox in their chat.
No. But hear me out. I don't want to. So I'm getting off the rails here, right? The thing is, your analogy isn't a good one because PlayStation and Xbox didn't end, right? If PlayStation ended, and then we said, okay, you know what? I was a diehard PlayStation guy. I hated Xbox. Now it's ending. What am I gonna do? Now at this point, I might be like, you know what? I'm gonna play Xbox, and I'm gonna talk about the Switch because now I'm not gonna exclude the Switch and just go because you're gonna be doing the same thing now. You're gonna be just going to Xbox, and now you can be like, well, I ain't talking about the Switch. But now you have the opportunity to say no man left behind. That's all I'm saying. But I mean, we just going around in circles.
You and your Xbox guy, or this is your Xbox content hour. I'm watching you for the Xbox content. I'm not watching you for Switch. I'm not watching you for anything else. If I decide to go to this person because I decide to come to you because of Switch, then I'm there for Switch. Like everybody kind of had their own thing. I get that people right now are trying to figure out where they belong. Guess what? It would be the same thing. If PlayStation went under and said, all right, no more PlayStation, we're canceling the game, then people are either going to give up gaming, people are going to travel over to Xbox, people are going to go to PC, or it's just a wrap. So it doesn't matter what the platform or whatever is, it's going to be the same results. But the thing is, like if I was coming to you for Stadia Avengers content, I'm not going to come to you while you're doing your Stadia Avengers and start talking about Tekken. But
that happens in all content. Like I'll push out a video on xCloud and I get people talking about PlayStation Plus. I mean, that just happens, and people can have a conversation about it.
You make a choice to either entertain that conversation about that, or you say, "Holla at me on Fridays."
Yeah, but I think it's petty. I think it's petty to do that, though, to say that you can't talk about this particular thing because it's not what I'm actively doing.
I mean, but that's how things go.
I'm only saying this because we're going into a new future. You keep bringing up old stuff. I'm just saying that we're going into uncharted territories for a small community. If you bring up everybody in the world, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe it's 100 Stadians. That's an uncharted territory. We were used to tribalism. We were used to champion one thing. Now everybody had to separate for different things. I'm just saying going forward in this new uncharted territory for all these people that's now separated, I'm just like, it will be cool is if we make sure everybody stay together as a community. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like I can't take something
off regardless. That's the thing. because the thing that kept us all together is gone. So everybody's going to fracture.
I disagree with that. I think the relationships are what kept you together. The
Right.
times that you spent. It's not
Right.
necessarily about the particular platform.
Right.
Just
So
because Stadia is gone doesn't mean that. I wouldn't even say the connections were Stadia. It was the games. It was the experiences you had with people.
Right.
The,
So
the content creation.
People are gonna go to their different groups. My people that got an Xbox. Hey, if it's on PC Game Pass or the cloud on Game Pass, I'm gonna hop on that game with you. If it's cross console or my people that's got PlayStations, if you got something that's cross play, I got something that I can hop on and play it with you with.
Right.
That type of stuff is always going to be there, and that's where you will continue to see everybody's friendships continue to grow on. Or people are just going to jump on and watch you play whatever, and then they might be like, well, damn, I see Cowboy on the PlayStation. You know what? I'm getting this little money back in January. I'm gonna grab a PlayStation, and then you'll have one more extra person to play with, and they'll have somebody they know to play with. And when stuff is cross played, then everybody play together. When it's not, then you got to separate.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm just saying that what I think may happen, but we'll see what happens. But just so people watching, I'll always be covering everything. So I don't own a Switch, but you'll be like, "Yo, Metroid was official." I'm like, "Oh yeah, really?" And I'm obviously gonna have my moments where I'm like, "Listen, I think Luna should add online multiplayer. Like that's not cool." But I'm never gonna say you can't talk about this. So I just want to keep it, gaming without limits over here. But I do get what you're saying. We can't control somebody's channel. If they only want to talk about xCloud, fine, talk about xCloud. I mean, that's a choice for the individual content creator. I was just saying this specific situation, which is amazing. This community, like, man, it's really cool. And I feel like, we'll just see where we goes and see what happens. But anyway, we've been beating up this topic. And that's pretty much it for me, man. I think it was cool to touch it all. Sean, thank you for coming on. I know you said you're a busy guy. You spent way more, so much more time today, which was cool, man. Thank you for that.
But it's been good talking to y'all. Thank you, Cowboy. Thank you, Maker.
Yeah, man. And Sean, listen, like I said, bro, every time I see you coming on, I'm like, oh, damn, what I do. So, but I appreciate it because that's how I get better for the people who are viewing, right? I don't want to just do everything I want and y'all just say whatever Cowboy do. I mean, yeah, I do. I think Holtz has his right. He said, I like to watch the people for the person, not for the content they're doing, right? So he's into personalities, and I like to be a personality channel. I like that I'm an entertainment channel. So I do want you guys to vibe with me, and regardless of like what I'm talking about, that's why I feel like I could talk about anything. That's why I'm adding non-gaming talks. But I do appreciate you coming on when you do to kind of like, speak your piece and say, hey, when you disagree. But anyway, Maker, thank you, man, for being the guest, for being here the whole time. Mostly Martinez, I see you just popped in. Yeah, this was a long stream, man. We had a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. Also, I want to say one last time, apologize to Purple. Apologize, Lofi Monk. I really don't think my brother MM2K is going to be bothered by my video. I think he's going to laugh it off, and he's probably going to have his little rebuttal or whatever. But apologize to him if he feel any type of way. Thank you all for keeping up with my content. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Feel free, if you like, to be a part of the All-Purpose Champions. I'll just play that real quick so you guys can check it out because I got to start advertising my own stuff. So hold on real quick, guys. Don't go nowhere. What's going on, guys? I want to welcome you to something very special, the And Now Your Mama Knows All-Purpose Champions. And what that is a membership for the channel. It's $2.99 a month, and with $2.99 a month, you will get virtual videos. That's right, guys. What I'm doing is something different that no one else is doing. So for that $2.99, if you have any type of business, anything you sell, anything you want to promote, whether it's a YouTube channel, a social media page, I will make a custom video specifically for you, and I'll be illustrating everything that you tell me to. I'll add links to the video. It's going to be in a playlist, and that way it'll literally be your own personal advertisement. Also, guys, we're going to be doing member shout-outs. So the people who are members, if you're an all-purpose champion, I'm going to have your name all over. I'm going to announce your name in multiple videos. Don't worry, guys. The world will know that you are an all-purpose champion. Something I also want to do, guys, that's going to be awesome and monumental is I'm going to have early access to videos. That's right. If you're an all-purpose champion, you'll be able to watch certain videos before anybody else. Also, guys, I have emojis and badges. And the cool thing about the badges are the longer you become an all-purpose champion, guys, you get the upgrade from badges to badges to badges. So you can show everyone else your cool badges and why you're an all-purpose champion. Well, guys, thank you. And I know you all can't wait to rush out and become a Now Your Mama Knows all-purpose champion. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.
All right, and also let me just shout out all the people who are all-purpose champions. I want to try to get to do this more often. I want to thank Mr. 1030, Ray Stone, Fans Are Gamers, Bruce Campbell, Mr. Urban World, Josh Warren, Chris Game Over Cakist, Dave Green Eyes Jimenez, Jack the Slip, Caliber Killer, Vet Cloud Gaming, Big Mike, Purple Haze, Squids, Jezzy Belly, MJ Parks, Dre, Consigno, Sanchez, Paul, Ray, Purple Haze gifted a membership to K Jones, to Ellis, to Holtz, to Dude Games, to ISO Motion Gaming, and ISO did renew it. Geek to Sneak got gifted by Purple as well. Ace became a member, Jersey became a member, and Aminar was the last member. So I want to get a chance to thank you guys for being members because I don't say it enough. So I'll definitely keep trying to do that as well. But yeah, guys. Let me see. Mostly Martinez said I got to go back up to the top. Yeah, it got spicy, but it was really cool. I think it worked out. Epic show. Thank you very much, Zero. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, and also thank you so much to Maker. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm actually gonna go to McDonald's. Whenever I'm hungry, I get a quarter pounder with cheese, no onions. So I think I'm gonna get that and apple pie. Probably eat the apple pie tomorrow. But with that being said, and I get a Sprite. So guys, thank you so much for being a part of this journey of mine. I'm changing up content. I'm just doing a lot. I can't wait to Halloween because I'm gonna start cutting out some of my content, add some of the content into the shows. So on my channel, you'll see less individual content, but more of the same thing. So I can streamline what the channel is about, which is a personality channel, which is following me and all my crazy nonsense. So with that said, thank you guys. And let me see. Okay, cool. Yeah, no onions, man. No onions. But with that being said, guys, thank you very much. And now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.